As soon as he gets his first, I don't care if you give up a layup, but you cannot get another one. We can't have it. Like you cannot be. We can't win this game with you sitting on the bench next to me. And if he does get in early foul trouble, I'll be interested to see how Gates handles it. Because what I would do, I would just let him go. And I would just say, I don't know, man, if you foul out in the first half, you do. But I can't win this game with you sitting here next to me. The analogy I would use is it's like being in a tight game in the seventh inning and saying we need our closer for the ninth. Sometimes you need your closer in the seventh, man. And if you don't use him in the seventh, he never pitches. You can't end this game with Sean Phillips having sat a significant amount of time and not having fouled out. So I'd just let him go and say, I don't know, man, if you only play 6 minutes and you foul out, then yeah, we're going to lose. But if I sit you voluntarily on the bench, we're going to lose that way too.
Where are you at with Emo's Pizza?
Oh, no. It's terrible stuff, man. I won't eat it.
That is Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com joining us on the show today. Gabe, I hope that you and I are talking on Monday. That means something good happened.
Yeah, that'd be great. Look, everybody says you don't root for the teams you cover, but like covering the tournament's fun, man. And when it's only one game, you don't really feel like you got to be a part of it. So I would love Missouri and Queens University tipping off Sunday in St. Louis.
100%. That's Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com. Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely. That's Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com joining us on the show today. Rob, do you like Emo's Pizza? It's been a while since I've had it, but I remember when I had it, I was not a fan, to say the least, of Emo's Pizza. Do you like Emo's? Have you had it before?
I have had Emo's. I don't want this to come off like I like it, because I don't like it, but I don't have the visceral hate for it that a lot of people do. I think it's just blah pizza. Like if I came over and you're like, hey, we're watching the games, I have Emo's Pizza, I wouldn't have like a how dare you type of reaction. But I also wouldn't be like, hey man, you nailed it. It's fine to me. It's whatever. I also had my college roommates from St. Louis, so I had it a decent amount. I think it's totally average pizza.
When do we start to put Virginia on upset alert is my question. I want to get back to the NCAA tournament here and talk about, we'll do a score update here really quickly. We'll look to yesterday's games and kind of give you some thoughts as the games that happened when we signed off the air. When do we get to the point that Virginia is possibly in trouble? Because right now they are down 60-58 to Wright State. They actually made a little bit of a comeback, and I thought kind of put the pressure back on Wright State, and Wright State knocked down a couple of threes and kept it moving. When are we putting Virginia in upset alert territory?
The under 8? The under 8 media timeout?
The under 8. So they got to hold on for 3 more minutes.
They got to hold on for 3. Because we saw this yesterday. Siena actually held on longer than we thought they would. And then by the under 8, Duke had taken control.
I'll tell you this, Wright
over.
State is better than Siena, and Virginia ain't Duke either.
I agree, but I don't want to dream a dream until we start to see that clock start to dwindle.
And if there was any team, like if there was literally any team that you knew had a chance of, I mean, I thought Virginia ended their season very well. I think they're a very good team. If there's a team that has shown you can't trust them in March, it's Virginia. You cannot sign up for Virginia basketball at all. Virginia just knocks down a 3. It is 61-61 with 11 minutes to go in the second half. We'll continue to keep you updated on that one. All right, Rob, let's do this. Let's update people on all the scores. Let's let people know what games are about to start. And you know what? Why don't we go through some of the storylines that we had from yesterday and just kind of update people on the NCAA tournament?
Let's start with scores around college basketball right now. Carrington, as you mentioned, tie game, Wright State, Virginia. The other 2 games that are on are stinkers, like unwatchable stinkers. Arizona is up 82-49 on Long Island, and Iowa State's up 26-7 on Tennessee State. Just now tipping off at the under 16, Alabama and Hofstra. That is 11-9. Let's switch up. By the way, tournament coverage on Ice Valley Fans brought to you by Busey Bank, the official bank of the Big 12. Carrington, let's flip over now to some day one story.
Hold on, can we go back here? Someone on the text line says, LOL, what's wrong with you people? Emo's is good pizza. It is not. In fact, it is not good pizza at all. In fact, it is the opposite of good pizza. It is, in fact, bad pizza. I'd rather have pizza flavored Pringles than have Emo's. I'd rather eat Lunchables pizza than eat Emo's. It is not good pizza. In fact, it is very bad pizza.
See, that's that visceral reaction. I don't have to. I don't
It's
think
bad.
it's good.
It's not
I just don't
good.
think it's as bad as people say it
I'm
is.
telling you, it's not good.
I'm going to tell you this. You know why I think Kansas Cityans hate it? It's because from St. Louis. If you called that Lincoln-style pizza, people would be like, it's whatever.
No.
That's the thing.
It's just not good. If it's good, it's good. I ain't going to hate on it. It don't matter to me.
Except for you like Chicago style, which is trash.
You're right. I like the Chicago style, like Detroit style. Not that St. Louis style. It's terrible. He traveled. That man's over there. He dropped, stopped, and rolled over there. What's going on right now with the right state?
All right, Karen, let's
Hold on. Can we actually, you know what? Can you turn the music down? We'll get back to this. I'm sorry. I got distracted. This is still a basketball topic, so it's not that big of a deal. Did you guys hear something they were discussing yesterday? 913-586-7965. Now, I don't think this was a fever dream. I don't think that I was making this up. I don't think this. But were you guys watching the North Carolina VCU game? And they were reviewing yesterday if the ball went off one of the players' dreadlocks. I'm not joking. If you weren't watching it, let me tell you, it was late in the game. This was a big call about who was going to have possession. The ball gets tapped out. It looks to me like it was clearly off North Carolina. They were reviewing to see that as the ball was going out of bounds, did it go off the VCU player's dreadlocks en route to going out of bounds? My brothers and sisters, if that's what we're debating, if that's what we are now reviewing, we've lost the plot and the purpose of what I think instant replay is supposed to solve. That is not the objective of instant replay. I don't know how we've let instant replay turn into this, where we are debating whether or not the ball goes off a player's dreadlocks. That is not what I want instant replay to be. That's not what it should be. I hope that we don't get any other ridiculous reviews or replays as we got with this one. I hope that is the end of it. Now we can get back to it. It looks like the slipper might not be fitting anymore for Wright State. It is 65-61. Virginia is on a 7-2-0 run, and Wright State is just, they're not hitting any baskets right now. Can't rebound. You've seen this story plenty of times when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Someone on the text line says the sad part about that is it wasn't even close, and they reviewed it for a while. No, you're 100% right. We sat there for 5 minutes as they were trying to figure out if this ball went off a player's dreadlock or not. I was flabbergasted, honestly, that we were doing this. It made absolutely no sense to me that this was part of what we've let instant replay turn into.
I also think I got that call wrong in the end. They called that off VCU at the end because that was the makeup call. I thought review has lost the plot.
Yeah, someone says dreads are part of the body. They have to get that right. Okay, I mean, if you guys want basketball games to be slowed down for 5 minutes so we can see if the ball went off a guy's dreadlock, okay, that is not close to what I want basketball games to be like. I think we have way too much replay.
By the way, this is not breaking news sounder worthy, but apparently in this beatdown that Iowa State is putting on,
I saw one
Tennessee
of the players
State,
got hurt.
Starting forward Joshua Jefferson, who was one of Andy Katz's top 10 players in the sport right now, he left the game with a leg injury. He is doubtful to return. He is now on crutches in the back tunnel.
Okay. Well, hopefully he's okay. I want him to get okay.
Iowa State, Kentucky Sunday without Joshua Jefferson is a very different ball
I'm very
game.
surprised the text line is all in favor of them replaying this.
I mean, remember that what year was it in the Final Four? Was it Texas Tech versus Virginia that one year where we had to zoom in to see if it grazed the guy's shorts before going out of bounds?
Yeah.
Just it's
That's
over.
what we do.
It's over. We gotta stop. It has to stop.
Yeah. It's just not the spirit of the play. The guy's hand knocks the ball out of bounds. It's off him. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Take the ball out. Let's get back to playing basketball. Go get a stop. Awful. It really is. It's awful. It's really bad. Let's update people on scores. We don't have enough to do a topic here. You are right. Iowa State all over Tennessee State. It is 34-9. Virginia, they have taken control of this game. It is 67-61. Hofstra and Alabama, they just got going. Alabama, they are up 16-15 in their matchup against Hofstra. Arizona, who I think is the best team in this tournament, the favorite in my opinion in this tournament, they are up 90-55 in their matchup. This game was never close. It was 53-29 at half. Arizona is up double digits again in the second half of this game. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do when you're an elite college basketball team and you're playing Long Island University. We're not even going to waste our time here. We're just going to go ahead and run the score up on you. We're going to go and hang a nice 100 ball on you and just go on about our day. That's what you're supposed to do if you're a team like Arizona. We are going to be joined by Matt Tate. He's going to join us coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. So, KU fans, I don't want you to think we're not talking about your team. We absolutely are talking about your team. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have poor sleep? What about low? The same man you did back in the day. Well, you don't have to accept this as just aging. Heartland Men's Health specializes in customized testosterone therapy and targeted body composition plans. You might think you have low T. Well, pick up the phone and call this number, 844-447-6600, or check out the website and take this simple 10-question quiz. Visit heartlandmenshealth.com. Your initial visit is just $100, includes a medical consultation, a PSA test, and lab results in about 30 minutes, and your treatment can start that day. 3 locations, Overland Park, Independence, North Kansas City. There's no need to wait. Go stop by and see my friends over at Heartland Men's Health.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Calling all college hoops fans. Make your next bet during March matchups at BetMGM go even further with an odds boost token. Simply add any tournament bet to your bet slip and activate your odds boost token. If that bet hits, you'll walk away with a higher payout for a tournament full of unforgettable moments. BetMGM is your sports book for all of it. Enjoy same-game parlays, live betting through all your favorite games, dark mode, and so much more during March matchups. And when there's a break in the tournament action or you're looking to switch things up, check out daily promotions and offers for all your favorite sports. Don't miss your chance at a bigger March matchup score with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Rally House, shop every team in town, college and pro. Come on, it's time to go.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Kansas, Missouri, Kansas State, Chiefs and Royals make KC great. Rally House, Rally House. It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Level up your fandom in-store or online at rallyhouse.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos. Bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
I need a little ranch, step to the ranch.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
This afternoon, expect sunny skies with a high of 87.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
Right now, Wright State is up 2 with 5 minutes to go. Virginia was up 67-61, and it looks like Wright State was dead in the water. Wright State goes on a run. They just hit the second of 2 free throws. Wright State with a 3-point lead with 5 minutes to go in the second half with this one. We obviously are going to keep you updated on this one. I had completely given this game up the way that it looked. It looked like Virginia had started to figure some things out. A player on Virginia got a technical foul in Sam Young. We threw the ball at the kid. That's what happened. Oh, you threw the ball. You got to keep your composure in a game like this. Got to keep your composure. It is a 70-68. Virginia has one more free throw here. We'll get to a topic here in a bit. I do want to keep you guys updated. This is obviously going to be the top story here in this 3 o'clock hour, this could be the upset of the tournament. The 14 seed going up against the 3 seed right now. It is a 1-point game with 5 minutes to go. 72-69. Right now, Iowa State, they are up 38-11. One of their star players, Jefferson, left with an injury. Hofstra up 10 over Alabama. Oh, Rob, you owe me money, bro. You know you owe me money. You know exactly why you owe me money. Rob, he led me astray here. It is 28-18 right now for Hofstra in their game of going up against Alabama. Wright State, they are just playing incredibly hard right now. 5 minutes left in this one. All right, Rob, let's do what we were going to do before I got us all sidetracked. I apologize.
Yelling at me about the...
You know I was right, though, about Hofstra. You talked me out of it.
I did talk you out of Hofstra. That's my fault.
I was literally about to do it. I'd be swimming in the money right now. I could retire. So you guys know that FanDuel has if they go up 10, you automatically win your bet. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. And I told Rob that Hofstra was the play today. And Rob was like, no, don't bet on them. Bet on Miami of Ohio. I was like, I don't know, man. So you know how it is. You try to follow your boy's bet, so you could be rooting for the exact same thing. Hofstra's up 10 points. I would have cashed in my bet. Rob owes me money.
To be fair, I followed you on Wright State, so let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I'm trying to make us money. You obviously are not trying to make us money. Text line 913-586-7965. I think Rob owes me money. Rob owes me a little cash money, in my opinion. They call this a travel? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Somebody said I took the Hofstra at 10 point. I know, exactly. I knew Hofstra was the play today. I told Rob that. Rob told me it was Miami of Ohio, so they're going to clearly get blown out today. Rob's going to owe me $10 for sure. 100%. I knew it.
Okay, let's have a bit of stories from
I'm
day
trying to move
one.
on from this.
Day one.
Venmo request.
Day one of the NCAA tournament. Let's start with the game that happened during our show yesterday. The Duke Blue Devils survived Siena by 6, but they were the number 1 overall seed. As you know, Siena was a 16. Carrington, any concern about the Blue Devils looking iffy in game 1 against the Siena Saints?
Yeah, I don't know if I have any concern about the game. I think this happens sometimes en route to a championship. In college basketball, you're a freshman, you come out, you don't have nearly the energy that you think you need to. We're a 1 seed. We're going up against Siena. We're clearly going to win this game. So I think that played a major factor in all of this as well. Now, I do think that TCU is going to give Duke a little bit of a difficult time. I like Cam Boozer. I think you're starting to learn the kind of players that end up giving him a little bit of a problem. And I think TCU's length and athleticism is going to be a little bit of a challenge for them. But, I mean, I think Duke's one of the 3 best teams in the country. I certainly think they're going to get past this second round in the NCAA tournament, but certainly something to keep up with as we are getting ready for round 2 as Duke is going to take on TCU in tomorrow's game.
Speaking of the ACC, they're in trouble again today, but the ACC, Hubert Davis in North Carolina had a 19-point lead at one point yesterday over VCU. Times were great in Chapel Hill, and then times ended up not as great. Hubert Davis, North Carolina, lose in overtime to VCU. Do you think Hubert Davis on the hot seat now in Chapel Hill after several disappointing tournaments for the Tar Heels?
Yeah, they've been eliminated in the first round of the NCAA tournament 3 of the last 5 years. Somebody made this point yesterday when I was watching the tournament that he has like a Kevin Ollie vibe going on right now. Remember, Kevin Ollie, they won that championship early on in his time at UConn. And then he was pretty mediocre the rest of the way. They then let him go, and then they hire who I think is the best coach in college basketball right now. I do kind of think if you're North Carolina, the only reason to keep Hubert Davis as the head coach is because he is an alum of the university, and that was a sort of a coach in waiting situation. But I think we got more than enough data points to realize that Hubert Davis is not a great college basketball coach, and if you are North Carolina, you could do better than Hubert Davis. You can basically take your pick outside of about, 10 coaches in college basketball. Who wouldn't want to take that job? It's a marquee blue blood job with all the support, all the history, all the tradition in the world. So, yeah, I would fire Hubert Davis. Let's see if North Carolina does.
I will forever be shocked they didn't have a real search. They just handed the job to Hubert Davis. It made no sense.
That's been kind of standard, though. I'm not sure, tomorrow if Bill Self resigned as the head coach, I do not think Kansas would have a search. I think they know who their head coach is.
I think their head coach is – I think it's different, though, because Hubert Davis was coaching the JV team. Jock Vaughn coached an NBA team. It's not a one for – John Shire.
Are you sure it would be Jock Vaughn or would it be Jeremy Case?
Jeremy Case is interviewing for the Arizona State job, so that makes me think it's Jock Vaughn.
He might not take the Arizona State job if the Kansas job opened up.
I think if Jeremy Case knew the Kansas job was opening up, he's not going to even worry about Tempe, Arizona.
Well, that's fair.
Or if he thought he was next up, he's not flying out to Tempe for any reason.
Somebody said Hubert Davis and Bill Belichick are working together to kill the vibes at UNC. That's funny.
That is a good tweet.
What do you think? You know what? They should have Jordan Hudson be the Bachelorette.
Job's available right now.
Yeah. That's what they should have. She needs an old one and a young one, Kind of like you have 2 cars. Like you got like a big body SUV, but then you got the little sports thing for when it gets warm outside. That's what Jordan Hudson needs. Bill can't keep up with her. Bill's in the bed by 8:30 every night. Jordan needs something a little different. She needs to go on The Bachelorette.
Speaking of people,
hold on. Why are you not acknowledging that Jordan Hudson should be on the? It's open right now. They're not going to have a season of it. The one lady was beating up on people.
I'm just saying. I think she's dating someone, which would probably kill her ability to be on the show.
The other girl was an abuser.
I would say, speaking of famous people from Utah, the Bachelorette pivoting now to AJ DeBonsta, who absolutely balled out in BYU's loss yesterday to Texas. Carrington, he dropped 40. He was really impressive.
He dropped 40. They never had a chance of winning.
Not once.
Not a single.
He was the only.
Wow. Oh, I saw the injury now to the Iowa State kid.
DeBonsta was the only player on the floor last night for BYU. How will we remember his tournament? Because he was hooping, but it was a one and done.
It's a great question. Kind of like Trae Young. I think we'll talk about it like Trae Young. I don't think we'll talk about him, not in the same vein, even though I think he is the same caliber of player. I don't think we'll look at him like Kevin Durant. I think we'll look at it like Trae Young. He put up a lot of points on like a non-traditional school and had a lot of success, but they just didn't really do anything memorable. So, yeah, I think he'll be kind of looked at like Trae Young.
You know, K-State gets a lot of grief for spending a ton of money to be exceedingly average at basketball. BYU's low-key the same. How much money they spend to be 10th in the Big 12? That's
fair.
Not great ROI from the Cougs.
Well, they lost one of their star players, got hurt.
I mean, they weren't number one in the Big 12 when he was healthy.
No, for sure. You should be cooking in the portal, too, all the money they got.
They just keep throwing money at people.
That money's supposed to be going to save lives, isn't it? But it's going to losing the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Listen,
I feel like their ministry, they could be doing a lot better work.
Listen, however Crumble Cookie wants to spend their money, no one cares.
Well, their basketball program was crumbling this year from what I saw.
It's on television a lot, though. That's what matters.
No, for sure. They definitely were.
Carrington, last thing here before we go to break. From day one in the NCAA tournament, what was your biggest disappointment, or who was your biggest disappointment of day one as the madness began?
Why did Georgia show up? Honestly, why was Georgia why were they there? Rob, every bet that I've listened to you so far in this tournament, you've led me astray. You're the ops. I've known this for quite some time.
You're the one who was on Wright State.
No, and then during the break, I was like, oh, I'm about to go ahead and hedge, and you were like, no, don't do it. You were trying to run through the math. I can't listen to you anymore, man. It's just listening to you is not good for it's not good for me financially. Following you around has only cost me money. It hasn't made me any money. Oh, my goodness. Kids from Wright State are throwing it off the wrong side of the backboard. Wright State, go home. Where's Wright State, you think?
Oh, it's definitely in Ohio. That's an Ohio school. They probably were in on recruiting LeBron's friends and lost.
LeBron never opened a letter from these people. Not one time did he ever open up a letter from Wright State.
Drew Joyce definitely did, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to play a very quick game. Remember a couple of days ago, we did a blind ranking. We're going to do that same thing again here. I'll explain more next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. When severe weather hits, tune in to 98.1 KMBZ for Operation Stormwatch. Brought to you by Century Roofing. Proudly voted the #1 roofing company in all of Kansas City. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
I hope you're sitting down. The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on monthly premiums with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Matt B and KC at BBS Insurance's Freedom of Choice plan now. You don't have to wait. Their plan lets you use any doctor, has 0 outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower costs than most Obamacare plans. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you are a small business owner or pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive. Call Matt B in KC for an instant quote over the phone at 816-205-4664. That's 816-205-4664. Or go to bbsinsurance.net. That's bbsinsurance.net. They will customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
Can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
Boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
FanDuel is offering an early win on your pre-live moneyline bets for college basketball. When your team goes up by 10 points and it stays a win, no matter how the game ends. Did you get that? Win or lose, if your team takes the lead of 10 or more points, then it's a win for you. And don't forget, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Your chance to get an early win on your pre-live moneyline bet is waiting for you at FanDuel.com/local. Perhaps you want to bet on a team like UConn. Maybe you buy into what Kansas can do early on in the tournament. Bet the bracket with FanDuel now. FanDuel Sportsbooks, the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and President, Missouri. Opt-in required. Tokens are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including token expiration, market requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Go to 965thefan.com for your chance to win an X-Family instant ticket, plus a shot at winning 4 Diamond Club seats to the K, all powered by the Kansas Lottery. Join 96.5 at Maloney Sports Bar and Grill in Overland Park for a Royals and Braves watch party, Friday, March 27th, with first pitch just after 6, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan, KFMZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, I got distracted again. It's the tournament. My mind is going in a million places. What we were going to talk about, we'll talk about it later. I promise you it wasn't really that important. This is more important that I do want to talk about now. I don't know why, but I'm really fascinated in learning more about these schools because you hear them and you don't know where they are. You don't know their mascot. You don't know how many students attend. So we've been playing little quick games here around the office where, you know, it'll be Tarleton State. And I'll be like, hey, where do you think that is? How many students do you think go there? I'll tell you a famous alum of a school. You know, it's a fun exercise. Yesterday, somebody posted a story about High Point. High Point is in North Carolina. It is a private university. Now, listen to this, Rob, and I want to know if you think this is a good or a bad idea for college. Quote, the school motto emphasizes life skills because job interviews and client deals happen often over meals. So administrators want students to rehearse proper social etiquette. So they have built an on-campus steakhouse, Mediterranean restaurant, and grill so students can eat as part of their weekly meal plans where they can learn how to interact and phones are not required. So our reservations are required. You cannot use your phone. That's the right way of saying it. They also have built a mock interior of a plane. They have an airplane cabin interior because sitting next to an executive on a plane could offer a golden opportunity that young people should rehearse for so they have a class that you can take to know how to handle yourself on a private plane. Do you think these are good college classes to take or bad college classes to take? Because when I was in college, I took some nonsense. Now, let me tell you a story about a class that I took. It was my freshman year, and I took a class. It was called fitness walking. I assure you, I'm not lying. This is exactly what the course was. It was the football coach's wife. She was our teacher. And every Monday and Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we would meet. And for the first 2 times, we would walk for 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes. She handed us a little journal and said that we needed to track how much we walked throughout the course of the week. Okay? We did this for a week. The second week of the course, the Monday and the Wednesday, we came back. We then doubled it up. We now walked for 10 minutes. We did this for 2 weeks. Now we were ready for the big leagues. Rob, we had to walk 20 minutes, not stopping, not on your phone. You just had to walk for 20 minutes. And every Monday and Wednesday, you had to bring this journal in because you had to log all the places that you walked. That was all I did. That was all the course. And it was building up to the final where you had to walk for 60 minutes straight. No stopping. If you did all of that, you got an A in the course. That is one of the classes that I took. I assure you that class did not prepare me for life. That class did not prepare me for this job. But boy, was it an easy A. I think this actually sounds like a really good course. I don't know if these kids know how to handle themselves at a nice dinner party. I don't know if these kids know how to handle themselves at a business lunch. I don't know if these kids know how to handle themselves at a steakhouse. So preparing them to get ready to prepare for how to handle yourself in these environments when you got an important dinner, that actually sounds like a decent college course to me. That doesn't sound like a complete waste of time.
I think it's a good class for everyone involved. I think it's good to teach them because etiquette about how to live your life in social settings is not a bad thing. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to learn how to make a reservation without, using the internet. I don't think those things are bad. I also think it's good from the students because it is impossible to fail this class. If you are a high point student and you take these classes and you fail, I'm sorry, that you deserve that F. You deserve whatever comes next. So I think it's a good class for 2 reasons. 1, it does serve a benefit societally. And 2, it does get the kids a chance to bolster the old GPA. You said you took fitness walking.
I did take fitness walking.
I took basketball. Basketball was an elite class.
Bowling was a popular class at my school.
Yeah.
A lot of people took bowling too. I would love to hear text line 913-586-7965. What's the most ridiculous elective that you had? So fitness walking, you took basketball. What did you learn in basketball?
Learn? Nothing. It was basically show up, you played pickup games, and you played scrimmages with everyone else in the class. Then at the midterm, there was a written test over the rules. That's easy.
At Kansas, you should know those coming into place.
Rules weren't at Kansas when I was there yet, but trust me, you should still know them. Then the final was you had to write a paper about a basketball event. It had to be 2 pages. I wrote a paper about Kobe's 81-point game. Boom, A+. Moving on.
See, I actually do think this. I don't know if this is going to be like a crazy opinion or not. I don't know if we teach young people enough like basic life skills kind of stuff. I don't know if we do this. Like, could your kid book a plane ticket, get themselves to the airport, know where to park, know how to go through TSA, know how to get all their stuff? Could your kid do that without your help? You don't offer up any assistance. Because where would you learn how to do these things? Like, your parents got to teach you how to do these things. I remember, Rob, the first time I ever flew on a plane without my parents, it was when I was working here. It was me, Danny, and Rob. We were going to Phoenix for the Super Bowl. Now, this list shows you I had absolutely no clue. We were flying on Southwest. I walked to the back of the plane. I thought it was like a bus. I walked to the back of the plane. Danny started laughing at me. It's like, why are you laughing at me? Why would I want to sit in the front? And he's like, because you'll get off the plane after everybody else. I was like, oh. I tapped my head. I was like, that wasn't me. I was like, oh, that's smart. I wasn't thinking of that. I thought it was like a bus. I would never get on the bus and then sit directly in the front of the bus. No, I'm going to the absolute back. I want to be in the complete back of the bus. Nobody taught me that. I should have had a college course to teach me that. We should have more college courses like that. Life skills. I actually think this is a really good class. Restaurant etiquette, business lunch, coffee date etiquette, how you handle yourself. That's a smart class.
Someone on the text line says they took wine tasting 101.
That's a good course. I like that one.
Let me tell you something. I would have done poorly in that class as a 21-year-old, but you don't have the palate to taste wine properly as a 21-year-old.
This guy said that he's a sommelier because of the wine tasting class.
There you go.
Look at that.
We do need to teach, just generally speaking, kids more regular life stuff. Like, no disrespect to algebra, it has a purpose. But the fact that people can do algebra but don't know how to leave a tip is a problem.
For sure. No, 100%. Another class I did take theater appreciation. I took that actually when I dropped out to work for Nick Wright, and then I took it. I had to take it to get all my hours or whatever. They actually really looked out for me. I had open book tests, and I had to go to 2 plays, and I had to prove that I went because I had to have the ticket, and I had to write a 3-page paper about the play that I saw. That's all I had to do for the class. It actually wasn't that bad.
What plays did you see? That's the most interesting part. And where do you see a play locally? If you're working,
I went to Starlight.
Okay. Oh, so I thought it'd be like community.
Yeah, no, I went to Starlight. Beauty and the Beast was one of them.
You 100% could have just watched the movie. You
for
didn't go
sure.
to that.
I think I saw The Bodyguard too.
The one that's based on the Whitney Houston movie?
Yeah, I saw The Bodyguard with Deborah Cox. Yeah, she was the lead. She was the lead. That's what I saw. I watched those 2. I took 2 open book tests, and that's all I did. That was it. I'm serious. That's what I did. I like this. You know what, High Point? You're all right with me. You're all right with me. I'm all on board with this. I really am. Shout out to High Point. We need to customize higher education. This sounds like a really good idea. A little fake restaurants. You learn how to handle yourself at the restaurant. That's all good. Fine and dandy. Rob, this has had nothing to do with what we've been talking about, but I just was thinking about it because of Southwest. Have I told you now that I think Southwest has turned into Spirit with free Wi-Fi?
You haven't told me on air. You've definitely told me when.
Okay. I couldn't remember if I told you or not.
We're looking at
as somebody
days.
who flies Spirit direct to Vegas and somebody who primarily flies on Southwest has turned into Spirit with free Wi-Fi. It's the same now. There's not much difference between the two, which really saddens me because I used to love Southwest. I don't know what they got going on right now. They're losing recipes. It isn't the same. They got to go back to the original. I don't know what's going on. It's just, I don't like anything about the way the Southwest has been operating since the 2 times I've been on it, since all of these changes. Go back to how it was. We were fine with the way that it was.
We liked the way it was. We were a fan. Why did you change what was working?
We did. We absolutely did. We absolutely liked how it was. Somebody said we need more classes on social styles like analytical, expressive, how to communicate in the workplace. That's a good one. That's a good one for sure. I'm telling you. We should open up our own college. It'd be a great racket. We'd be rich. That's what we should be. We'd be in the business of just teaching the social skills. That's what we should be into. All right, we got Matt Tate coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Coming up on the other side, we will get to what we were going to get to. Let's play a game. We'll do that next. Keep right here, to Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
Net big cash at Harrah's Kansas City. With 3 ways to win, you could score major prizes. 1. Each day through March 28th, earn to swipe your Caesars reward card at a Net Big Cash kiosk to instantly win up to $100,000 cash. 2. Collect letters to spell out winning words to score up to $1,000 free play. 3. Join us March 28th for drawings with a grand prize of $50,000 cash at Harrah's Kansas City. Visit our website for full details. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time hot ham and Swiss sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Now's the time to complete that painting project you've been putting off. CertaPro Painters provides a free estimate quickly and at the right price. Whether it's interior or exterior, you'll never have to wonder what's next. They provide reliable updates because they know how important your home is to you. Ask about their spring sales event for 10% off qualifying projects through May 15th. Remember, each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Calling all college hoops fans. Calling all college hoops fans. Make your next bet during March matchups at BetMGM go even further with an odds boost token. Simply add any tournament bet to your bet slip and activate your odds boost token. If that bet hits, you'll walk away with a higher payout for a tournament full of unforgettable moments. BetMGM is your sportsbook for all of it. Enjoy same-game parlays, live betting through all of your favorite games, dark mode, and so much more during March matchups. And when there's a break in the tournament action or you're looking to switch things up, check out daily promotions and offers for all of your favorite sports. Don't miss your chance at a bigger March matchup score with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLERS. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
The world is coming to Kansas City. Is your parking lot ready? Over at GAN Asphalt and Concrete, they want to make sure that your business is inviting, that it's safe, and that, of course, your project is cost-effective because they want to make sure that you're ready and that your business is ready before the world comes here. That's all possible over at GAN, who can handle any type of project your parking lot would need. That's because they're one contractor, all things parking lot. Check out their projects at GANAsphalt.com or give them a call at 816-688-3512.
If your workspace needs a spring reset like mine does, now's the time. The Staples Spring Savings Event is happening this week only, with savings up to 50% in-store and online. Plus, join Easy Rewards for free and save even more. Deals end March 21st. Staples. That was easy.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Brought to you by Kalshi. Trade on anything. March matchups are here, and now you can trade the tournament in all 50 states with Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the odds move, you can buy in and out of your position all tournament long. Download the Kalshi app. Use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Big problem still Blue Springs. Now the wreck with car fire 70 westbound just before Little Blue Parkway, off to the right shoulder, but a lot of onlooker delay. Eastbound traffic affected as well. Independence, that's a crash. 435 southbound just before 24 highway, scoot to the left. And a stall 35 southbound past Front. It's the right lane blocked. Dime Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Somebody said if I started in college, we would have water cooler talk 101. Most of it just comes down to, did you see the game last night? as long as you watched the game last night, you'll always fit in the office place. Always. Hey, you catch that game last night? Oh, man, that was a good play by Bobby Witt. If you could just have that conversation, you're good. You're good money. You can fit in most settings with men if you've seen the game last night. Just going to throw that out there as just a very simple how you can fake until you make it. All right, this is what I would like to do. I would like to update you on everything that's happening in the NCAA tournament. Rob's going to read you the scores. We're going to get you ready for this second wave of games that is coming up. Miami of Ohio, they tip in about 8 minutes or so. We are at halftime right now of Iowa State and Tennessee State. Iowa State, they are up big. They're up 55-28, I believe, as they're breaking down the score. So we'll update you on everything, and then we will play a quick game. I also want you guys to hear what former North Carolina players have to say after their loss yesterday in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. So you don't got to go anywhere for your basketball hoop knowledge. You can keep it right here on 96.5 The Fan. All right, Rob, take it away.
All right, Carrington, I want you to know that our tournament coverage is brought to you by Busey Bank, the official bank of the Big 12. Going around the games that are in action right now, we did have a final in Virginia Wright State. Virginia won by 9, and Arizona took care of business, beating Long Island 92-58. We got 3 games in action right now. As you mentioned, Miami, Ohio about to tip. At halftime, Iowa State's up 55-29 over Tennessee State. And also at halftime, Alabama leading Hofstra 37-35. And just getting going in the West Region 8-9 game, Villanova leads Utah State 6-3.
I just saw this little bit of breaking news from Adam Schefter. You guys remember free agent defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. He plans on playing this season. He is still rehabbing a foot injury. According to his agent, who was one of the top 5 in professional football, David Mulugheta, so far 26 teams have reached out and are waiting for Wilkins to be ready. Wilkins is expected to have a new home as soon as he wants. Rob, you believe that? You think 26 teams have reached out about Christian Wilkins? Or do you think that this is the agent really trying to create a market where, hey, everybody's interested in our client? This is either 100% factual or there's like 2 teams that made a little bit of a phone call with Christian Wilkins and his agent is trying to just completely drum up a market by making it seem like he is the hottest thing smoking. So that is the latest on Christian Wilkins. I remember his name came up a lot last year. It seemed like a lot of teams, at least according to his agent, are interested in acquiring a very, very talented defensive lineman. I will say this. If a team brings in Christian Wilkins, I never want to hear them talk about a distraction, ever. Like, you guys do not believe in distractions. Stop it. You guys do not believe in that. He was hurt, and that's why you kicked him off the team. It was not anything else unrelated to that. Like most other people's jobs, as long as you're good at it and you don't bother me, I don't really care what you do in your free time. Hey, I'm here to work. I'm here to do my job and go home. As long as that's the same program that you on, for the most part, we can figure the rest out. So let's see what happens with Christian Wilkins. We will talk about North Carolina here coming up in a little bit. I would say right now that they're one of the top stories so far in the NCAA tournament. Miami of Ohio is one of those top stories. They're about to get going here coming up in a little bit. High Point pulled off a very impressive win yesterday against Wisconsin. We'll see if they can advance. So a couple of stories right now that are at the top of the list when it comes to the NCAA tournament, and also North Carolina, as they lost yesterday to VCU. That is their 3rd first-round exit in the last 5 years. All right, Rob, let's play a little bit of a game. How do you want to set it up, my friend?
So here's how I'll set it up. A few weeks ago, or was it last week, time is blending together. Time is a flat circle. We played the blind ranking game of AFC West wide receivers. So today, what I've done is I've compiled 5 songs. These songs are synonymous with a sport. You tell me via a blind ranking how these songs shake out. Now, these are not like it's not like the center field song for baseball. These are theme songs synonymous with a sport. I need you to blind rank these for me. Do you understand the exercise 1 through 5?
I can do that. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Here's our first song.
I'm going to put this at number 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to put this at number 4. I think a lot of this is just growing up in an AFC city. This just reminds me of the Cowboys. Like when I hear this, I hear a 325 Cowboys and Eagles game that I'm probably going to sleep through the first quarter and a half of it, and I'll watch the second half if it's close. So, yeah, I'm going to put that one at 4. That's not one of my favorites. Iconic for sure, but I'm putting that in number 4.
All right. Moving on to song number 2.
I mean, you know this is number 1 for me. Rappers used to rap over this. That's how good the beat was. Nelly has a song over this beat called Heart of a Champion. Joe Budden had a freestyle over this beat. I love the round ball rock. I got to meet John Tesh one time.
Really?
I did.
How do I've never heard this story? Where'd you meet John Tesh?
Because of Sirius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of Sirius.
I thought you meant like you met him like out in the wild. No.
I did. That's what I'm saying. I met him because of that. Yeah. Shout out to John Tesh. The round ball rock. That's number 1 for me. I love that one.
All right, so through 2
This
songs.
reminds me of playing NBA Hang Time at the arcade. I love that music.
You got round ball rock at 1 and the NFL on Fox at 4. Here comes song number 3.
Oh, this is last for me. This is last. I don't watch the Masters like that. I'll watch the Masters on Sunday. That's just about it. You're watching Thursday Masters.
100%.
It's not part of my life.
Little trip down Magnolia Lane.
This song just sounds like oppression. That's what it sounds like to me.
What are you talking about? They lit women in finally.
Probably let women, probably let black people in.
All right, so you got round ball rock.
Song sounds like oppression.
You got the
just
NBA.
Sounds like segregation to me.
You got the NBA at 1. You got the NFL on Fox at 4. You got the Masters at 5. So you got spots 2 and 3 open.
I would have put a lot of songs over that Masters beat. I'd have put the NHL over that. I'd have put Baseball Tonight over that. That's not a. I don't have any nostalgia about that Masters song. Not even a little bit.
On to song number 4.
Oh, this is number 2. This is that CBS college football music. This is Brad Nessler about to get you ready for Florida, Georgia.
Can we talk about how they use this for the Big Ten? And it's
Yeah,
the worst?
terrible. Yeah, this isn't the same.
It taints it a little bit.
This
for
is the
me.
SEC's music.
This is supposed to be we're between the hedges, not
For sure.
Indiana's got Michigan. No.
We're here in Oxford, Mississippi. We're Ole Miss and the return of Lane Kiffin. He starts telling you this whole story. You're like, oh, man, I forgot. I remember when this happened. Yeah, no, I love that. That's 325 CBS music right there. Oh, my goodness.
All right, so the only spot you got left is number 3, and coming in at number 3.
Oh, yeah, this is right. This is how I would have done it.
This is not how I would have done it, but all right.
Yeah, we're taking that look right now. We're about to let Charles Barkley break down the game. Lord knows he hasn't watched any of these college basketball teams until today.
He was terrible on the call with Dick Vitale the other day. Woof.
I mean, don't do that.
He was bad. He did a bad job on the call.
I mean, that's not the point of Charles. The point of Charles is just to be entertained. He entertains me. He amuses me. They got Kenny sick. They had to call all the alums from North Carolina home after that one. Like, hold on, we got to have a meeting. He left in the middle of the game. Haven't seen him since. They replaced him today. Yeah, that's how I would have ranked it. NBA, college football, college basketball, the Fox NFL music, and the Masters music. Yeah, the Masters music, that's low to me. I'd pick Sunday Night Baseball over that Masters music. That Masters music, it just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't hit for me in the way that it hits for so many of you. A couple things I want to play for you guys. The first thing I would like to play is this was the story of the day. If you haven't seen it, just do a quick Google search. The last 30 seconds of regulation between Santa Clara and Kentucky are as wild and frantic of a college basketball game that you can have. So Santa Clara hits a layup to take the lead. No, sorry. Kentucky takes a layup to tie it. Santa Clara, on the other half, they take a 3 to take a 3-point lead. They are trying to call timeout. The referee does not give them the timeout. Kentucky does not have a timeout. A lot of timeouts situations happening. Kentucky takes a almost half-court shot, banks it in. They tie the basketball game up. The coach for Santa Clara is hot. He says he called timeout.
Well, I unequivocally called timeout, but they didn't grant it. I mean, I think the video evidence is clear, and anybody's able to pull it up. So, which, is a likely response after Allen hits the three, that the coach would be calling timeout to set the defense, which I tried to do, and I was successful in doing, other than it wasn't acknowledged or recognized. And so that's what happened.
I mean, there is no argument on the video that Santa Clara should have been awarded a timeout. Their coach is obviously calling timeout. If you watch the video, he is obviously calling a timeout. And the job is the officials, because Santa Clara had 3 timeouts. Santa Clara hits the 3. It's like, 12 seconds left on the clock, Rob? It's like 12 left?
It's like just under 10, I thought.
Okay,
Enough to get a couple dribbles.
They hit a 3. The ball goes through the net. You see their coach trying to call timeout. For whatever reason, they do not award them the timeout. Kentucky goes down the court, and Kentucky knocks down a 3. Now, I mean, Santa Clara lost in overtime, so I mean, you can only complain so much. But, yeah, I mean, there's no question, if you were watching the game or watching the video or see the replay, that Santa Clara is clearly trying to stop possession, and they just were not awarded a timeout. That is the way the sports goes sometimes. You had chances to win the game. You didn't win the game, and that is kind of how it goes sometimes. All right, I want to play this for you guys. So these are a couple North Carolina players. You guys, I'm sure by now you have seen them. I'm sure by now you have heard. North Carolina, they had a 19-point lead yesterday against VCU. They lost that 19-point lead, and they lost the basketball game. The alums of North Carolina, they are very unhappy. Here is Joel Berry. He was on with my good friend Zach Gelb. Shout out to him, friend of the show. Here is Joel Berry from the Zach Gelb show, who questions Hubert David's future.
What he's able to get out of his players. I'm just starting to question some of the just the in-game adjustments. And then I'm starting to question, the roster construction, not having enough guys to be able to withstand not having Caleb Wilson. Tyler said it. They're not playing against Caleb Wilson. They're playing against North Carolina. North Carolina usually has players that can make up for having one of your guys out. I just don't know. My emotions are kind of mixed right now. At one point, I said, okay, Coach Davis was for the job, but I'm having a lot of mixed emotions because it's the same old story. And as a player, as a former player, it's just the standard hasn't been lived up to.
That was Joel Berry. He is a former guard at North Carolina. He is talking about what happened yesterday. If you were looking at North Carolina, so this is how it's gone for Hubert Davis. He has just finished his 5th season. His first season was the year after COVID. I mean, they had a phenomenal season. They won the last regular season game against Duke. They beat Duke in the Final Four. They went to the national championship. I can't remember who they played in the national championship. It's been so long ago. My memory is really fuzzy. Maybe you guys can tell me who they played in the national championship. I do not remember who they played. But Hubert Davis' first year, they went 29-10. They were the national runner-up in the NCAA tournament. The next year, they made the NIT and they declined the invitation.
By the way, the year they lost the national title, they were an 8 seed. That's worth noting. This was not a 1 seed.
I forgot that. All I remember is they beat Duke in the regular season. They beat Duke in the Final Four. I don't remember any of the other particulars about that North Carolina team. Like, I can't tell you who they played. I don't know what conference. I don't know any of that. That's all I know about that Carolina team. That's all I need to know. I also remember that Caleb Love was a senior and then played like 7 more years of college basketball. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it winded up that way, but that's how it broke down. So they go from national runner-up to the next year. They declined an invitation to the NIT, and they were the 7th best team in the ACC. All right, fast forward next year. They go 29-8. They win the ACC. They make it to the Sweet 16. All right, that's a good week. All right, that's a good season. Last 2 years, they have been tied for 4th in the ACC, and they have been eliminated the last 2 years in the first round. So in 3 of the last 4 years, they have either not made the tournament or they have lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. What do you do if you're North Carolina? Like, if you're an alum right now, Rob, what do you do? Are you keeping Hubert Davis? Because I don't think you can keep him.
I am. Here's what I imagine about North Carolina. And I don't know. I'm not a Tar Heel fan, but I know that Kentucky fans and Kansas fans and Duke fans operate this way. So I assume Carolina's in the same ballpark. I'm starting to pool my resources together to run this guy out of town. This is not the standard for North Carolina.
This is hard to do when it's an alum, though. You know that. It is hard to do if you're doing this to an alum and also somebody who was a long-time assistant.
I'll say this, though. I mean, I don't know the number. The number's not disclosed. Vasar's making a really good check. He left Arizona to go to UNC. Caleb Wilson's making a really good check. Kyan Evans, who basically doesn't play, making a good check. Seth Trimble, they kept him on the team.
His buyout's not that bad. His buyout's only $5 million.
Exactly. You have
he's in trouble. Then if your buyout's only $5 million, you are in trouble, my boy.
You have a low buyout, and your donors have spent a ton of money to make that team viable, and you stink. Like that's a bad spot to be in. And I mean, if you're North Carolina. I'm sorry, they've already fired one of their own. They fired Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty was one of their own. He stunk. Get out of here. Goodbye.
Wow. Hubert Davis, $5.3 million. $5.3 million is like 3 hands of blackjack for Michael Jordan. Like, that's nothing. Like, you guys need this? All right, fine, whatever.
You know what Hubert Davis needs?
I don't like Hubert anyway.
You know what Hubert needs? Jerome Tang's agent. That's what he needs. How did this happen? How did Jerome Tang have a historical buyout and Hubert Davis, who has a title
appearance? He wasn't really making no money. He's only making $3 million.
I bet he makes less than Belichick at North Carolina. The basketball coach should not be cheaper at North Carolina than football. That just shouldn't happen.
Explains why they're not a good basketball program right now. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. Yeah, I mean, he honestly wasn't making any money. You know what happened? They kind of took advantage of what he was. So he was making $400,000, and then he got a significant bump in pay to $1.25 million. Then you add in all his compensation. You know how that goes. Bonuses, doing all the extra stuff you got to do. You know, you got to show up at Salty Iguana and do the coach's show. They get paid for doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't want you guys to think that he's not doing well. He's certainly doing well in life. But, yeah, no, if that's all it is to fire Hubert Davis, that's nothing at North Carolina. It really isn't. It's always bad, too, when the former players start having this conversation. It's one thing for the media types to start doing this. Like, what? I don't care. Like, why would you care what I think about North Carolina's basketball program? You should care when guys like Tyler Hansborough, who have given blood, sweat, and tears, they are as North Carolina as North Carolina can be. When Tyler Hansborough starts to say this kind of stuff, you're in trouble.
I'm not stunned. We talked about it at halftime. You asked me, you got to be pretty happy. And I said, no, I've seen this story. I've seen this happen. They've just had some lapses in games where they just go stale, offensively, defensively, competitive. Their competitiveness just kind of drops a little bit. They get content. They never step on anybody's throat. When they have a team, with a little bit of lead, they never step on their throat finish. And it's kind of been something all year. But, the storylines, and a lot of people will say Caleb Wilson didn't play. He didn't. I was sick of hearing about Caleb Wilson being absent, not being able to play. The story is VCU played Carolina, not VCU played Caleb Wilson. And, this one hurts. This really does, because there's a lot of expectations, and, the fan base is hungry, and we haven't lived up to that recently.
I mean, that's really the gift and the curse of taking one of those kind of jobs, man. When you take the North Carolina job, when you take Duke or Kansas or Kentucky, it's the expectations that come with it more than anything. What Hubert Davis has done is really like top 15 coach kind of stuff. I mean, you've won the ACC. You went to the national championship game. You make the NCAA tournament every year. You win double-digit games. Like, Hubert Davis has been fantastic as the head coach. You're the head coach in North Carolina. That ain't good enough if you're the head coach at North Carolina. Not when you get all the advantages that they get. No, it is not good enough what you've done so far. I do not think that Hubert Davis is going to be back next year. I think there is way too many former players. I think it's way too much momentum for this isn't good enough. And I think if you're looking at UConn and what UConn has been able to do and how he didn't touch that. The get on Miami line didn't touch that. So I got distracted. They called it out and he didn't touch it. And okay, but never mind. But yeah, no, I do not think that Hubert Davis is going to continue to be the head coach in North Carolina. I could see it being something where he resigns as the head coach because they don't want to fire him. And then, I think they get exactly who they want.
Who is that want, though? Like, I'm talking out of both sides of the mouth here with your Carolina and whoever you want. Who's the guy? Who's the top candidate for who's the mid-major dude that's out here cooking, or who's the guy at a lower-level P4?
Kind of like Calipari that's unhappy in his current spot.
You got to find that guy because, like, Kentucky went with Mark Pope, and they're worse. Like, who's that guy for Carolina? I don't know. I don't think you can continue with Hubert Davis, but I don't know there's a clear-cut, oh, man, just go get him and it's on.
It's a great question. You know what would make sense? What if they got Rick Pitino? You got 3-4 years, Rick Pitino?
Get back to what you're supposed to be under Rick Pitino, move on? He's going to...
You know he would take that job.
He would
in a heartbeat.
take that job.
In a heartbeat, he would take the North Carolina job if you offered it to him. I mean, how old is Rick Pitino? I mean, he's old. Don't get me wrong. He ain't young. 73?
Yeah.
He seems like he's in good shape. He could probably do that job for 4 years.
I mean,
if you got Rick Pitino, you win the championship in the 4 years that he's there.
He definitely ain't going to recruit a single high school kid in that time.
No, not at all. He's never been to a high school. He hasn't been to a high school since the Louisville days. No chance. No chance he's been to a high school. All right, coming up in about 20 minutes, Matt Tate is going to join us. He covers the Kansas Jayhawks. They play later today. Keep it right here, so drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Gold, and my friends over at Shawnee Mission Ford are ready to make this the best truck month ever. You know how much I loved driving the F-150. You can drive one now as well. In fact, 25 F-150s now have 0% for 60 months, 90 days till your first payment, and large discounts and the no-charge lifetime warranty. Or you could get a new Maverick for $3,000 off MSRP. Come celebrate Truck Month at Shawnee Mission Ford. They're on a mission to do more in 26.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Calling all college hoops fans. Make your next bet during March matchups at BetMGM go even further with an odds boost token. Simply add any tournament bet to your bet slip and activate your odds boost token. If that bet hits, you'll walk away with a higher payout for a tournament full of unforgettable moments. BetMGM is your sports book for all of it. Enjoy same-game parlays, live betting through all your favorite games, dark mode, and so much more during March matchups. And when there's a break in the tournament action or you're looking to switch things up, check out daily promotions and offers for all your favorite sports. Don't miss your chance at a bigger March matchup score with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Okay, couple of problems working downtown. That stall still there, 35 southbound, just past Front. Move to the left through here. That is the right lane blocked. You've also got 70 eastbound. This stall is just past Broadway Boulevard. Right lane blocked. Scoot to the left there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
Welcome back into the show. Let me play for you guys what Bill Self had to say. So earlier in the week, Bill talked about Melvin Council, he did not have a good Big 12 tournament. I think a lot of that is just, I think Melvin Council was just worn down. He has done a lot for this program, and I think it kind of caught up to him in those back-to-back days in Kansas City. Here was Bill Self at the beginning of the week.
I actually think the extra day was good for us, especially for one player more than anybody else, Melvin. You guys could probably tell that his body's getting a little run down. We're only playing him 39 minutes a game and asking him to basically do a lot of stuff. So I think even today I gave him the day off. So he got Saturday and Sunday when everybody else practiced.
I know the argument's going to be all their kids, but I mean, Melvin Council hasn't played less than 30 minutes in a Kansas basketball game since before the beginning of the year. It was December 22nd of last year in a blowout home win against Davidson. I mean, since then, Melvin Council has been on the floor for at least 30 minutes. I mean, he didn't come off the floor in the TCU game, and he played 35 minutes in the game against Houston. And I do think that some of this is just you're asking him to do everything for that team. You need him to score. You need him to guard the other team's best offensive player. So you're asking him to rebound. You're asking him to be the emotional leader. He plays so incredibly hard. Like, you're putting a lot on Melvin Council. He had 11 points in the 2 games in the Big 12 tournament. He shot 4 for 26 and 1 of 8 from 3 in Kansas City. He also only got to the free throw line 1 time in those 2 games as well. It goes without saying if you're Kansas, but you need Melvin Council to make a deep run in this year's NCAA tournament. Rob, I will be kind of curious to see how Bill plays it. Now, I'm not here to tell you that I think they're going to play Melvin Council 17 minutes in today's game, but I think coaches play guys way too much in blowouts. And I get it. Anything can happen. It's March. But if this is a game in which you could steal some minutes with Melvin Council, especially as you are preparing to go up against St. John's potentially in the second round of the NCAA tournament, man, I'd be trying to steal some minutes here. I'd be trying to get it where Melvin Council has to play 28 minutes today. I'd be trying to get it where he plays 29 minutes and try to get him under that 30 mark. And just, you got 3 2-game tournaments that you got to win. And obviously, you can't burn him out, but you obviously need him to be on the floor. Sunday can be the game in which he doesn't get off the floor, and then you got another 3-4 days in which you can keep his body fresh, you can keep his body sharp. But if I'm Kansas, I'm really trying to keep his minutes somewhere in the 20s today in this matchup against Cal Baptist. You will never, in theory, have an easier matchup, easier run than you have possibly today. So try to steal it while you can.
I agree with you, but here's the yin and the yang that I think Self is going to have to kind of manage and massage, is that no one on the team's making shots right now. Like that, I know Houston's defense is very good. I don't want this to come off like I'm diminishing Houston's defense. Boy, they clamped up Kansas in Kansas City. Like, it was bad. But part of the reason it looked so bad was no one was making any shots. Just no shot making at all. Even in the TCU game, there was no shot making. Trey White's been non-existent. Melvin Council, and you want to say he's tired, that's fine. No shot making. Darren Peterson, we talked about it, no shot making. So, like, I get what you're saying, and I'm all for managing and massaging his minutes. I'm with you 100%. But, like, if he's not shooting well from the floor, do you kind of have to keep him out there and hope he breaks through the little cold spell? And because you can't have him with a 5 for 17 against St. John's, or you're going to get smoked in that game.
No, for sure. You 100%. You lose that game if you're Kansas. So that was Bill Self at the beginning of the week. Let's hear what Bill Self had to say yesterday about Melvin Council.
You know, we got a player that is a true potential difference maker. You know, unfortunately, we haven't had him at full speed, you know, the vast majority of the year. But he tells me, and I believe it, and I see it, that he's moving, and this is the best he's felt all year. So I'm excited about moving forward with our full complement of guys closer to 100%.
I believe he's talking about Darren there. It just only makes sense if he's talking about Darren. Do you believe them at this point when they are talking about Darren? I just find it hard to believe he's at 100%. It just doesn't even make sense. I'm not saying he is not healthy. I find it hard to believe that he is at 100% or as close to 100% that we have seen so far this season. I'm not buying it.
I agree with you. I'm not buying it. I think he's as close to 100% as we've seen this year, but I don't think he's at 100%. Like, I think this is probably the most healthy he's been since that Louisville game, the exhibition game, the first half of the exhibition games where he left with cramps. Like, he's played 30 minutes in all these games. Like, he's playing regular time. So I think this is as close to 100% as he's going to be at Kansas. I don't think he's 100%, but I also think it's the closest we've seen him in a Kansas jersey at 100%.
Yeah, to me, I don't want to reduce it to just how long is he on the court. Are you making the most out of those minutes and out of those opportunities? And that is a question that I have right now when it comes for Darren Peterson. Like, you're right. I mean, he's been playing in these games. He hasn't been efficient in these games. If he's on the floor and he plays 35 minutes, but he shoots 35%, it doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't matter. You're losing if that's the case, especially right now with the conversation that we're having about Melvin Council. So when I hear as close to 100% as possible, does that mean, A, he's going to play 35 minutes, or is he giving you an A.J. DeBance to 35 minutes? Is he giving you a Darius Acuff 35 minutes? Is he giving you a Kingston Flemings? Is he going to look like one of the best players in college basketball 35 minutes? Because he's been playing in these games, you're right. He has not looked like the undeniable number 1 overall pick as advertised coming into college.
I agree with you. I don't think they need him to look like that tonight, though.
No, for sure, not tonight, for sure.
If he looks like TCU Darren Peterson tonight, that's a win. Play 31 minutes, 26 points. If you get most of the line, who cares? Buckets are buckets. Like, that's what they need. I agree with you. I was on with Dusty and Mac this morning, and they asked me a question. Does it matter if Darren doesn't go off tonight? I think as a Kansas fan, I'd like to see him start to make some shots. I don't need him to be Darius Acuff tonight. That's who needs that against Cal Baptist. But I would like to see him start making some jump shots so I feel like he has a little something going, because their offense is just stagnant when he's nothing. It's non-existent offense when he's nothing. And that's their hang-up in March.
I mean, you would love to see some of that explosiveness come back. I think that's been the thing that has been very telling with Darren, is he has just not looked very explosive over the last couple of weeks. And Bill's saying he's close to 100%, as close as he's been, as good as he's felt at Kansas. I mean, obviously, we will find out for ourselves later today when they get ready for Cal Baptist. Coming up at the top of the hour, we are going to be joined by Matt Tate of the Lawrence Journal-World. He covers Kansas basketball. They have their first game of the NCAA tournament. They are getting ready for Cal Baptist in San Diego. We'll talk to Matt Tate next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Okay, a couple of problems working downtown. That stall still there, 35 southbound, just past Front. Move to the left through here. That is the right lane blocked. You've also got 70 eastbound. This stall is just past Broadway Boulevard. Right lane blocked. Scoot to the left there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This report is brought to you by CM Moes & Son, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. CMMosandSon.com.
Dispatch, this is Mindy at CM Moes & Son. Coming to terms with an old heating unit is tough, so trust me, if you need to replace your heater, just visit CMMosandSon.com for a free estimate. CM Moes & Son, license 202919. Terms and conditions apply.
FanDuel is offering an early win on your pre-live money line bets for college basketball when your team goes up by 10 points and it stays a win no matter how the game ends. Did you get that? Win or lose, if your team takes a lead of 10 or more points, that's a win for you. And don't forget, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly. So all you got to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Your chance to get an early win on your pre-live money line bet is waiting for you at FanDuel.com/local. So find that underdog that you think's undervalued, maybe a 12 over a 5, or maybe just play the favorite. I'm going full homer and betting on Kansas will be up by 10 at one point in the tournament. Play the Hawks. Bet the bracket with FanDuel now. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Tokens are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including token expiration, market requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The 66th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels Custom Car Show. March 20th through 22nd. Auto Hall, Kansas City. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. See America's finest hot rods, customs, trucks, and motorcycles. Features and guest appearances. Cars and stars. All weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels Custom Car Show. March 20th through 22nd. Auto Hall, Kansas City. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts stores.
Feeling the squeeze of high prices? Then stretch your budget this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Stock up and save big on 99-cent deals throughout the entire store. Like pork loin chops, just 99 cents. Skippy peanut butter, 99 cents. Green Giant vegetables, 6-pack ramen noodles, and much more, just 99 cents. Order through the Hy-Vee app or online and leave the shopping to us. Don't miss the 99-cent sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Easter's here, and this Easter Sunday, we're going out for brunch, and we're doing that at Hy-Vee. We're skipping the hassle of reservations for an overpriced restaurant brunch, and we're going to the family-friendly buffet brunch at Hy-Vee. $19.99 for adults, $6.99 for kids 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under eat free. And they've got all-you-can-eat favorites like scrambled eggs, biscuits and gravy, sausage, bacon, hash browns, fresh fruit, and so much more. No reservation required. We'll see you from 8 to 1 this Easter at Hy-Vee Market Grill.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing.
Day, announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Up to 0% financing on select 2025 Subaru models for 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. The Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Man, your yard looks great. Who does that for you, Gunther? It's Gunter, no H. You sure it's not Gunther? Listen, we've been with Gunter for years. They take care of our lawn with 7 annual applications. We're weed-free and have a lusher, thick, green lawn. Trust me, it's Gunter.
No matter how you say it, we've been helping Kansas City homeowners improve their yards for decades. For greener, thicker lawns, it's Gunter.
I'm pretty sure it's Gunther. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Whether you're commuting to work or heading out for a fast coffee break, getting an auto insurance quote is just a tap away. With AAA, you're always connected, so you can focus on the road ahead. Rest easy knowing AAA's got you covered, no matter where life takes you. AAA, we're always with you. To start your quote, visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Brought to you by Kalshi. Trade on anything. March matchups are here, and now you can trade the tournament in all 50 states on Kalshi. Trade game outcomes, spreads, and more on top seeds and potential Cinderella stories. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Listen to the Royals opener in Atlanta against the Braves. Friday, March 27th with Vern's On Deck show starting at 5. First pitch just after 6. All right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by Matt Tate. He is with R1S1 Sports. He is in San Diego right now as Kansas gets ready for their matchup in round 1 of the NCAA tournament against Cal Baptist. Matt, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic.
Hey, I got a question for you first,
of course,
before you jump in. Have you been out here, San Diego?
I've never been to San Diego. Everybody that has been to San Diego says it is maybe the most beautiful city in America.
There's no doubt. And, you know, I don't pretend to know you super well, a little bit, though. And I feel like this would be your kind of vibe. So get out here. Not today. I know you got work to do, but get out here when you can, and you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, no, I absolutely need to make that trip at some point in my life. There's a lot of things I want to get your opinion on. As somebody who has been a newspaper writer, who has written thousands of pieces, what did you make of this week where it feels very coordinated that this was the Write About Darren Peterson week? What did you make of all the writings, all the conversations about Darren Peterson and the timing of it all?
Yeah, well, you're running out of time, right? That's part of it. I mean, some of those bigger stories that you're probably referencing, you know, those guys had to get them in now because there's no guarantee of what happens tonight. And so the timing is as much that, I think. It's just if I don't write this now, I can't write it ever. And so I got to get it done. And the other part of the timing that helped a lot is, as you've documented and we've discussed in depth throughout this season, Darren wasn't talking a whole lot during the season. And when you get to Big 12 and NCAA tournament time, the locker rooms are open and it's easier to get to these guys. And so he was more accessible. And so they were able to get in there and do a little bit more with him and get some pointed answers about some of the stuff that's been going on. And I was in there too, obviously. And I thought he handled himself fine, man. I mean, I think I've told you this probably multiple times. I think, whether you're talking about Stephen A. or whether you're talking about local guys or whatever the case is, people have been so confused about this whole thing all year, and I understand it. But the guy who I don't think it ever bothered was Darren. I mean, obviously getting yelled at by guys on the national level and all that is never any fun, but I really don't think he ever sat in a corner and was crying about it. I think he just was like, well, that's what it is. And as long as I can keep playing ball and if I'm getting healthier, I'm happy and I'm just not going to let any of it bother me. And I mean, I think that's been him. It's been an inconsistent year for the guy, but I think that part of it, his demeanor and how he's let it kind of as best he can roll off his back, I think that part's been crazy consistent. So now we get to see if he's ready for money time, and I think that's exciting for him, and I'm sure it's exciting for KU fans because 4 seed, not really picked by many to go very far, not really the favorite of any kind, kind of rare territory for KU. I think if they get the Darren Peterson that was sold to them, way back when he committed and before he got here and all of that stuff, if they get that guy for the next 3 weeks, they can absolutely get to the Final Four.
I was just going to ask you that. Do you think that player exists? Because Rob and I have been kind of going back and forth this week. I look at Darius Acuff. He is playing right now as well as any player in college basketball. We just saw A.J. DeBansta last night, how well he played. Cam Boozer. Most of these teams, their star freshmen are playing like star freshman lottery picks. If you were just looking at the raw numbers with Darren Peterson, that's not really who he's been for the last month or so. He's shooting 37%. He's shooting 31% from 3. He hasn't really been very explosive. Do you think that these last 4 or 5 days, maybe refocusing and realizing there is no tomorrow, one more loss, and that ends my college basketball career, do you think he can tap into that level that makes him special, that we all leave this NCAA tournament saying, oh, yeah, that's the best freshman in college basketball. That's the future #1 overall pick?
I think he's excited about the opportunity for that to happen, right? And so maybe that puts him at ease. Maybe that makes him deliver. Maybe there's some combination of all the things that he, it's the last laugh thing. Even Coach Self has talked about that. He has a chance to get the last laugh here and make a memorable run that will make everybody forget about everything else. And so, if he's able to do that, then there's no doubt about how he'll be remembered. I do think he's excited about the opportunity, and you said it. I mean, the 37% shooting is really the sort of thorn in his side right now because I think he has played better. I just think he hasn't made shots. I think he's been aggressive. I think he's looked to attack. I think he, in spots, I mean, I'm especially pointing to that Houston game in the Big 12 semifinals. He was the only one out there that even remotely looked like he belonged. He didn't shoot well. He didn't play great, but he competed, and he wasn't afraid of that game. I think the rest of the guys shrank, and they looked terrible, and they looked afraid a little bit. So I think there's been enough over the last whatever your time reference there, 4 or 5 games, to show you that he does have his hand on that lever. And I think the decision about whether he flips it or not is almost entirely tied to do the shots go in. If he makes shots, he's going to get 30. And if he gets 30, this team's probably doing okay. So, but I still think, and I wrote this morning, I do think he needs help. I don't think this is Danny in the Miracle Superman situation. I mean, I think there's a real scenario that plays out where you could look at Darren Peterson going for 42 and Kansas losing because they have to have more than that. I mean, I'd probably put my money on them winning if he gets 42, but I think you know what I'm saying. It's got to be more than just Darren wins them the game. And that's how it's been all year with these guys, and I think these guys understand it, and I think they have more than just Darren. So you're asking a lot for them to finally put it all together, but they've done it in spurts. They've shown glimpses. Maybe some of this now or never vibe that comes with the tournament will free them up a little bit and make it kind of I got nothing to lose. Let's go have fun. And we'll see. I mean, I think we'll learn a lot tonight. I really do. I mean, I don't know that this is a crazy challenge by any means, but as we've seen, I mean, we saw with Duke and Siena, if you're playing in the NCAA tournament, it's a challenge, period, no matter what you're seeded or who you're playing. So, you know, they got to bring it and they got to be ready and they got to be good. But I think we'll know a lot about their potential for a run based on what we see tonight, because if they look sharp, then I think they've got a great chance on Sunday. And I've been on the side of, like, I think the St. John's game may be their toughest game in this tournament. I feel like if they win that one, they've got a chance to really make a deep run. And I know Duke's in the way and UConn could be in the way and Michigan State could be in the way and all that, but there's something about the St. John's game that just stands out to me.
Right now, we're joined by Matt Tate with R1S1 Sports, talking a little Kansas basketball as we get ready for their run potentially in the NCAA tournament. You know Coach Self, I would say, as well as anybody. You certainly covered him for a long time, so I'm curious how you would answer this. I wonder if Bill has enjoyed this season, because, like, you can get that he has a different level of joy with this team that I don't think he had with last year's team, especially his relationship with Melvin Council. Like, those are the kind of guys that I think Bill gets excited every day to wake up and coach. Like, I think it's very different from last year. But this year has also had such a unique challenge when it comes to Darren and coaching him and how to make it work and how to make that all fit in the system, that, like, it is kind of one of those situations where, you know, a guy like Jay Wright one day woke up and said, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. When you just think back to this season, everything that's played itself out, and how well do you know Bill, do you think he's enjoyed coaching this team?
I think if you're asking for a short answer, the answer is yes. I mean, gun to his head, Bill, did you like it or not? I think he'd say I like it. Because I do think all the things you just talked about, the Melvin Council impact on this team, on this program, on Bill himself, it's been almost like nothing I've ever seen. And he's really enjoyed that and really tapped into what that's meant for this team, for this program, for himself personally. And you have to remember that it's coming after two of the roughest years of his career, where it was really hard to get excited about very much at all. Personalities, outcomes, outlook. I mean, those things were not fun the last couple of years. And so I think he really has treated this or viewed this as, man, that's nice. I remember how cool that is. This has been fun again. This is refreshing after the last 2 years. So the short answer, I think, would absolutely be yes. But I do think if you were sitting down with him over a couple of beers and had some time to really talk it out, I think he would go, in almost chapter form with you. I think he would say, well, I liked this part of it. This part sucked. I didn't really enjoy this part, but then this part happened after that. And so I think it would kind of be what the season was, a little bit up and down. And I think he would be more than willing to admit that and be honest about that, because it hasn't been all roses. But I know he's excited that Darren's healthy. I know he's excited that he feels like this team's whole for the first time. And it would have been nice if they were whole in, mid-January and they could really fine-tune from there. But at least they got whole by this point, and now they get a chance to show what whole looks like and to see what whole means and to see if that's enough to make a run. And so I'm sure he's excited as heck about the challenge and about this team and about the opportunity. And I think he's excited about being in that East region, man, where all those other coaches are. I mean, that is a monster region, and those are some real legendary coaches and programs. And if I know Bill at all, I mean, one of the things that's driven him throughout his career, all the way back to Oral Roberts, Tulsa, Illinois, whatever, even before Kansas, it's I want to play the best and I want to beat the best. And so he'll be fired up. He'll be ready to bring his best. There's no doubt about it. But we'll see if the guys can match that.
I know I like to give you grief about KU, and I give Rob grief about KU. I mean, my concern meter for KU tonight is it's at a 0. I've watched way too much Kansas basketball in my life. Kansas is not losing to a team whose best player is 5'10" with a low major. They never lose this kind. I don't care where this game is played. Kansas never loses to teams like Cal Baptist.
No, you're right. I mean, look, I was fully prepared based on everything we just talked about and everything that this season has been and hasn't been. I was fully prepared on Selection Sunday to start bracing people for, look, man, that could be a tough matchup. Because if you look at the 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s and you look at who they're playing, there's a lot of those double-digit teams that I think would have been scary for Kansas to draw. And then when I saw the bracket come out, and I saw that it was Cal Baptist. I didn't know a ton about them, but I knew enough about them to know, well, that's as good as it can get. They can't ask for more. So St. John's, different story. I mean, that's a tough second-round game. St. John's may be underseeded. That could be a real hill to climb for KU. But as far as the first one, I'm with you, 0. I maybe less. I can't see tonight being a problem for them.
Right now, we're talking to Matt Tate with R1S1 Sports here for just a little bit. I guess the last thing for me here in kind of a big picture team sense, I think a lot of this tournament comes down to Melvin and how much gas he has left in the tank. I mean, in the Big 12 tournament, I think he's running on fumes. I mean, he shot 4 for 26 from the floor and played in 75 of the available 80 minutes that were there. I think allowing him to rest the way that they did on Sunday was really smart. And just today, to me, they need to make sure that Melvin plays like 26, 27 minutes in this, because going up against St. John's and just that level of toughness, I'm not saying they're Houston, but they have a lot of Houston tendencies. And if they turn that into a dogfight, you're just going to need a fresh, healthy Melvin Council, which I'm just not really sure they had in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, it was rough over there. It was not him at all. And I talked to him after both games in the locker room over there, and he was very clearly in his own head about it. And he tried to, say, no, I'm good. But you could tell. I mean, he was down on himself about missing the shots that he normally makes. He was down on himself about the way the team played. He's taken ownership of this team from minute one and proclaimed himself the leader. And that's, we kind of all laughed at that when he said it way back before the season even began, because they got Darren Peterson. How are you the leader? But damn, he was right, man. He is the leader on the floor. He's the emotional leader. He's the heartbeat of the whole thing. And yeah, it shows. They did not play well against TCU. They played well enough to win, but they didn't play well. And a lot of that was because, he wasn't well. And then, of course, the Houston game, he didn't bring it. He shot miserably. They all shot miserably. They all played poorly, and he couldn't do anything to bring them out of it. So I think you're right on the money. That has to be a non-negotiable. That has to be there. They do not make a run without Melvin Council being the Melvin Council that we've seen all year. And he knows that. I mean, I talked to him yesterday, and I said, how are you? Like, let's put the recorder down. Just how are you? And he said, I'm good, man. I'm excited. And he looked like he had life back in him. When someone's sick and they have that look on their face of no color and they just look blah. Like, that's how he looked in Kansas City after those games, even the one they won. Yesterday he looked back. He had the sparkle in his eyes. He was smiling. He seems to be, whatever the word is, healed, for lack of a better word. He seems to be ready to roll. And I think he's excited. He's played in this event before, but he's never played in it as a Kansas Jayhawk. He's never played in it as a team who people expect to make a run, and he's excited about that. So I think you're right. They can't make a run without that. But I think the other key is Flory and Bryson Tiller have to be big. They can't play games where they disappear. They can't play games where they get out-muscled, punked inside, don't control the glass. If that happens, Melvin could go for a triple-double and they'd probably still lose. So those two guys, the presence that they can give Kansas inside, I think that has to be there as much as anything. And then I think if it is, I think maybe, you start seeing other things fall in place around it. But again, it can't just be Darren and it can't just be Melvin. We know what Kansas is. We know who they are. We know what they play with. The bench isn't going to all of a sudden show up magically. They haven't been there all year. And it's not anything where you're going to get some unexpected production from a guy who hasn't played a ton. Maybe tonight, I guess. But as far as a real run, like, we know the 6-7 guys they got, and they've all got to be ready or else they're in trouble.
That is Matt Tate joining us on the show. He is with R1S1 Sports. That I'll actually get you out of here with this a fun question. So I was joking with Rob that this Jay-Z announced concert, this is my Eras tour. Jay-Z in Yankee Stadium doing all of Reasonable Doubt and all of Blueprint. I will do whatever I need to do to make sure that I am there. What would be your Eras tour? Like tomorrow, if they announced this concert was going to happen, you would look at your wife and you say, we got to go to this.
Wow. Yeah, that's intense, man. I'm old. I'm almost 48, and so I'm a Beatles fan, and I've seen Paul McCartney 3 or 4 times, and I just saw him last year in Tulsa. So, like, I don't know that that's the answer. I think, to be honest with you, I think it might be more about a venue than an artist. There's some bucket list type venues that I think would be really cool to go see, and whatever that means. I wouldn't go see someone I don't like or a type of music I don't like just because it's at the Garden or just because it's at Red Rocks in Colorado or whatever, right? But if it was even close, if it was like, yeah, I like them, I'm in. Let's go to that. I'm getting to the stage in my life where that's kind of it, right? Like I want to go check this place out. I want to go check this place out. And look, 47, 48, that's not old. I realize that, but you get here fast. You get here fast. And so you take advantage of the days you got and how you can move and walk and run and bounce and all that stuff. So I think, it would probably be as much about that as anything. If Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr got together again and they were playing back home in Liverpool or something like that, let's go. But then I don't know if I would drag my wife to that. She'd be like, you sure? Like, can't we just go to the beach?
That is Matt Tate.
But I'm happy for you. You're going to go, right?
I'm going to certainly try my absolute best to go to this thing. I mean, this is one of those like once in a lifetime, you got to go kind of things,
Hey, how many blue Yankee hats are going to be in that building?
I would say everybody. You got to have one. They might not let you in the building if you don't have one.
Right. Yeah. And look, I'd go. I mean that's up there. I mean, I would definitely go. So if you get a suite and you're looking to hand out something to guests, loyal guests over the years, and you're like, all you got to do is get there with your blue hat, bring it. You let me know, and I'll be there.
That is our guy, Matt Tate, joining us on the show. Matt, enjoy San Diego, my man. Appreciate you popping on today.
You bet, man. Thanks, C-Dot. Take care.
Absolutely. That is Matt Tate joining us on the show today. Rob, how are you feeling, man? You're a Jayhawk fan, a Jayhawk alum, season ticket holder. We're about, 5 hours before we get the tournament going. How you feeling?
I have very little worry for Cal Baptist. Like, I'm looking at some of the other 4-13 matchups that are happening around college basketball. The 4 is usually taking care of business. That's a good start for Kansas. I actually think they got the weakest 13. Like, Cal Baptist is not good. And also, sometimes styles make fights. Like, this plucky mid-major isn't that great, but they do X, Y, and Z great. Nothing they do is something Kansas shouldn't be able to handle. Like, remember a couple years ago when KU lost to, I forget who it was, but they beat Buckyball. I don't know where he was before he's at A&M, but it was like, hey, Buckyball's weird. You got to prepare for it. It's an odd style. It's like a curveball every play. That's what I was preparing for. This one just feels straightforward. Let's fast forward to Sunday. Let's see if it's St. John's. Let's see if it's exercise some demons with UNI, and let's see if they can get out of the first weekend. But, it's the tournament, so you have a little bit of jitters, but pretty low jitters for tonight, all things considered.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to see where you're at, see how you were feeling. Rob, you lied to me about Miami of Ohio. Why did I let you lie to me? They're getting pummeled right now. Absolutely pummeled. They're down 20 to Tennessee right now. You were selling them on the money line today. You're a thief, is what you are.
I was a believer they could come out hot. And they did. It was 15-15. They just couldn't defend at all.
That's crazy, man. That's genuinely crazy is what you're doing. That's what you did. You lied to me. Oh, man.
I don't control your app. You were like, what should we do?
No, we were supposed to be in it together. You know how it is. When you're sitting there with your boys and you're talking about, I'm a fade your action. No, we're in this together.
I followed you on Wright State. That betrayed me.
I mean, I didn't tell you to. You put a 2 units on it. I didn't tell you to do all that. You was feeling yourself. I wasn't telling you to do that.
You were like, I like Wright State. And I was like, here comes the mortgage. Let's go to work.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I didn't support that. I had absolutely nothing to do with that. I was not around for that. I put a small little $5 little teeny tiny bet on them. You blew the house on them. It didn't make absolutely no sense. Rob, let's do this before we have to break. Let's tell people all the scores right now. Let's get them updated. It's been a while since we've updated people. I want you guys to be up to date, current, make sure your bracket is good. Your bracket shouldn't be in danger. I was talking to somebody like, oh, and hey, I was wondering people's brackets are busted. Based on no one has lost that should have busted your bracket so far. Now, you might not have a perfect bracket so far, but who would have busted it? Wisconsin? Who would have busted your bracket so far? There has not been a team. So you should still be fine. You're still very much in play to win your bracket pool, whoever you have. I mean, now you might be out in Survivor. I'm going to tell you that much. I'm still alive in Survivor. I took Nebraska yesterday. I got Kansas coming up today in Survivor. So I'm still alive, at least in my pool when it comes to that. But for your brackets, there's no reason for you to say your bracket has been busted. I mean, in this game, Miami, they cannot guard Tennessee. Tennessee is 17 of 33 from the field. They have 45 points in the first 18 minutes. They have 48. There's another 3. They have 48 points in the first 19 minutes of the game. They have been absolutely on fire against Miami of Ohio. All right, Rob, let's update people on the scores, please.
As you mentioned, Miami is down by 20 to Tennessee. Couple ones eventually went final. Arizona won 92-58. Wright State, as we mentioned, lost to Virginia. Iowa State game has gone final. They won 108-74 over Tennessee State. It is worth noting that's not the story of the game, as Joshua Jefferson left on crutches. That's something to monitor as the Cyclones will take on Kentucky on Sunday.
I find it hard to believe he's playing on Sunday.
If you're on crutches today,
it's just hard. Now, that could be for precaution, but I mean, you're leaving on crutches. You usually are not bouncing back 2 days later. Now, maybe he can play next weekend in the NCAA tournament, but I would imagine that Iowa State is at least advancing in round 2 without possibly their best player.
There are also 2 other games going on. Alabama, with about 40 seconds to go, is up by 18 against Hofstra, so they will move on.
Steaks they got cooking right now.
And at halftime right now, an 8-9 matchup, Villanova is up 39-37 in the 8-9 matchup for the West region. About to tip off in about, 90 minutes from now, Iowa and Clemson will get the night session started.
Okay, I actually have a money line bet on Iowa. Shout out to them. A little bit of high school basketball news to let people know. Blue Spring South, Rob, they have advanced to the Class 6 state championship game. They beat Cardinal Ritter. One of their players hit a 3 with 11 seconds to go to take the lead and ultimately win the game. So congratulations to Blue Spring South. They are in the Class 6 championship. They could be playing Rockhurst.
Wow.
They play later tonight. So it could be an all Kansas City final in Class 6.
I forgot to mention earlier that our tournament coverage is brought to you by Busey Bank, the official bank of the Big 12.
Someone said UNC hurt my bracket a little bit. I mean, they were a 6 seed. I mean, if you were counting on North Carolina without their best player, their best player broke his hand, hasn't played in a month. If you were betting on North Carolina, I'm telling you, that's a you problem. You damaged your own bracket when it comes to that. All right, keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Rally House, shop every team in town. College and pro, come on, it's time to go.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Kansas, Missouri, Kansas State, Chiefs and Royals make KC great. Rally House, it's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Level up your fandom in-store or online at rallyhouse.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code KFNZ and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, and more of your favorite sports with same-game parlays, live betting, and more. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of offers found nowhere else and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the year. Sign up with bonus code KFNZ and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler at Chain Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, never with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship, because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Baseball is back. Opening night is one exclusive game, and it's live on Netflix. On Wednesday, March 25th, the New York Yankees, led by seven-time All-Star Aaron Judge, head to the Bay Area to face Rafael Devers and the San Francisco Giants. A brand new way to watch Major League Baseball, and it all starts here. MLB opening night, Yankees vs. Giants, live on Netflix, Wednesday, March 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
We've got a crash with debris cleanup 70 eastbound at Paseo. It is the right lane blocked. Add that to 70 eastbound just past Broadway. You've got a stall that's blocking the right lane, so very slow through there. Let's see, just south of Grandview, that's a two-car crash. 49 northbound at 140th, right lane blocked. I'm bound with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Rob and I were debating this earlier today as we were watching basketball, and I'm curious if it doesn't have to be a basketball thought. It's just one because we were watching basketball today. At the end of games, I always think that teams start their offense way too late in the clock, especially the further down levels of basketball that you get. You can maybe get away with starting your offense with 8 seconds left in the NBA because you're just a high-level offensive player and can get the shot that you want. But we've all watched basketball games, and it's a tie game, for example. It's a tie game, and your point guard has the ball, and it's 26 seconds left on the clock, and they have turned the shot clock off. And the point guard is just standing there and dribbling and dribbling and dribbling. And, of course, you want to ensure that you get the last shot. But you'll let 18 seconds just completely drift away. And then by the time that you start making a move, your plan A has now been stopped. Now you got to do your plan B, and it ultimately ends up resulting in some silly triple step back three-pointer that's such a low percentage shot, and you're thinking to yourself, if you had just started this a little bit sooner, maybe you would have got a better basket. One of my, I don't know if this is an old man complaint or on my soapbox complaint, is I think that basketball coaches, especially in college, are too worried about getting the last shot. It's more, you should be worried about getting the last good shot of the game. So sure, if you get a wide open mid-range jumper with 7 seconds to go, I mean, that's not ideal, but you got a really good look. The other team now is not like the NBA where you can advance the ball and get the ball at mid-court, which you just set yourself up to get a last second. They now got to get the ball out of bounds, keep composure, run down the court. It's just so much stuff that has to happen. Maybe I'm the only person that cares about this. 913-586-7965. I just tell you this is, I watch a lot of basketball, and then in the NCAA tournament, you see how these teams handle the end-of-game situations. We talk so much about clock management in football. We don't talk about clock management nearly enough in basketball. Teams ruin end-of-game situation all the time. Like if you're Santa Clara, for example, and yes, you were trying to call a timeout, Rob, why would you even let Kentucky get a chance at shooting a three? There's only one thing that can hurt you there. The only thing that can hurt you is if you let Kentucky take a three-pointer. But if you foul them, even if you're trying to call it, no, we practiced this. This is instinctual with us. The moment that we make this three and there's 6 seconds left, we need to foul right now. We need to foul right now. And even if they got to go down there and shoot free throws, so they shoot one, they have to purposely miss the other free throw. The ball then has to tip out perfectly. And it's so many things that have to go right. I think that teams mishandle in-game situations and how they handle last-second possessions or last 30 seconds. I think teams pretty routinely mishandle those in basketball.
I agree. And also, if we're going to complain about end-of-game scenarios, there are very few players in college basketball who I trust to flatten out and go one-on-one for the last shot. In the NBA, it's different. Like, if I have Luka, I'm going to have 4 on the baseline, and we're playing one-on-one, go get me a bucket, Luka. There's like 4 of those guys in college basketball. How many?
That might even be strong.
It might be this year, but even then, how many times into college basketball games do you see it's hero ball time? Hey, you got 78 points in 39 minutes of basketball. Run your offense. Like for Santa Clara today, we were in the newsroom watching. Santa Clara's down by 2. And some random kid, he had a nice night. I'm not saying he wasn't scoring. He decides it's hero ball time on the last 2 possessions, and he's going to go step back 3. The offense is working. You have 71 points against Kentucky. You have a minute of clock left. Run the offense. I feel like sometimes in college basketball, coaches think, hey, great players make special plays at the end. You know, you're allowed to coach up a team play at the end of a game, too.
For sure. If I was a college basketball coach, I would always be on the side of let me deal with what I can control, because there is a lot of other things that happen in a basketball game. It's not like football. Like in football, you script everything, or you can script everything. It's not the way that basketball works. Basketball is a lot more free-flowing. Sure, you have concepts, but your favorite basketball team is not calling a play every single time down the court. They have an idea of what they're going to do, but it comes down to players' movements and just having IQ of where to find the open floor, where to set a pick when a guy drives and penetrates, how to find the open space on the floor. Like, it's just a lot more free-flowing kind of game in that way. So when you, as the adult who has 20, 25 years of coaching basketball experience, you know what I'm always doing? I'm always calling a timeout to coach my basketball team. And most scenarios that happen in a basketball game, especially if you've been doing this a long time, you've been doing this as long as Bill Self, there's not really a basketball scenario that can come up that you have not been in. You've coached it somewhere at, I don't care if it was at Oral Roberts, at Tulsa, at Illinois. You've been in Kansas for 20 years. You have seen every possible basketball scenario. You won a championship. Your team was down 7 with 2 minutes to go, and you won the national championship. There's no scenario you haven't seen. So this down 3, like we saw with Santa Clara, run through everything. Hey, even I'm trying to call a timeout if I'm a coach. But if I can't get the timeout, you need to foul right then and there. I'm never giving you a chance to take a game-tying 3 in that scenario. I'm not giving you that opportunity. No chance.
I also think, and this is just pro versus college basketball. It's kind of pro versus college sports. I feel like on-court IQ of these players, I'm always like, what are you doing? Now, we see dumb stuff in the NBA, and college coaches will tell you, we don't get as much time to coach them, so it's just tough. But in that scenario, if you are Santa Clara, the minute that ball's inbounded, if you see your coach trying to call a timeout, hack him. Just hack him. It doesn't matter. He's going on the line 1-1. Take your chances. If you lose, whatever. It just, a pro player would think of that scenario, but it's like they get caught up in the emotions of the moment and they kind of lose track of everything that's happening.
Yeah, for sure. Someone on the text line, it drives me crazy when coaches don't use their timeout end of game to drop a play or to advance the ball and then call a play. I'm doing that every single time. But no, my biggest complaint, what started the segment, if you just tuned into the segment, I hate when you are watching the end of a basketball game, it's a tie game, and the point guard has the ball, the shot clock is turned off, it's 28 seconds left, and the offense is just going to dribble the basketball for the next 20 seconds and then start moving toward the basket with 8 seconds to go. You almost never get a good shot in that scenario. You almost always end up taking some weird, super off-balance 3 that, you know what, if you had just given yourself more time to prepare and you weren't rushing and frantic at the end of the game, maybe you would have gotten a good shot. And I think the coaches way too often are worried about getting the last shot in a game and not the last good look of a basketball game, because that is also equally important. Just because you got the last shot and it's a last second off balance heave at the basket, no, you could have taken a little bit more time and you could have got a mid-range elbow jumper with 6 seconds left on the clock that, yeah, if you make it, there's 5.1 seconds left, but now the other team has to do a Christian Laettner style play in order for them to potentially win the game. You got to love your chances in that scenario. Coming up at the top of the hour, if you missed it, we had Gabe DeArmond of Power Mizzou. We're also going to talk a little bit of Kansas. Coming up, let's talk about the razor-thin margins that I think exist for both teams as they head into their first-round matchup. We'll do that next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan.
Coming to Kansas City, the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, 1 national champion. The NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship at Municipal Auditorium, March 19th through 24th. Non-stop college basketball action at a ticket price good enough to bring the whole family. Get your tickets now at NAIAHoops.com.
Net big cash at Harrah's Kansas City. With 3 ways to win, you could score major prizes. 1. Each day through March 28th, earn to swipe your Caesars reward card at a Net Big Cash kiosk to instantly win up to $100,000 cash. 2. Collect letters to spell out winning words to score up to $1,000 free play. 3. Join us March 28th for drawings with a grand prize of $50,000 cash at Harrah's Kansas City. Visit our website for full details. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Coming up tomorrow in the big college basketball tournament, Arkansas, an 11.5-point favorite against High Point. High Point coming off the upset of Wisconsin. The total of the game, a sky-high 168.5. And that leads me to want to take the points with High Point. We just saw High Point score 83 points against Wisconsin. Arkansas does have an NBA caliber player in its backcourt. Arkansas is really good. Arkansas should be the favorite, but I don't like Arkansas's defense, and I certainly think High Point can score enough to stay in this game. So on Saturday, High Point plus 11.5 against Arkansas. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app today, and please gamble responsibly.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
Don't wait until extreme temps hit. Anthony makes home comfort easy. Right now, buy a new AC and get a furnace free when you book at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
This one brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. We've got a new crash down near Lee Summit. It's going to be 470 eastbound at View High. Right lane is blocked. Good news, the crash just south of Grandview is gone, but still very heavy in the area. And the stall downtown 70 eastbound just past Broadway. On the record, out of your way here pretty soon. It's still the right lane is blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
I would like for my stance to be on the record. Missouri season comes down to one game. I do not care about what they did before tonight. I'm not going to say I don't care about what they do after tonight, but anything after tonight is extra, in my opinion. Their season boils down to a very simple, but did you win? If Missouri wins tonight, their season is a success in my mind. I think they were appropriately seeded and won a game in the NCAA tournament. That will be 3 tournament appearances in 4 years. That will be a tournament win in 2 out of the last 4 seasons. Now, in my opinion, Dennis Gates has shown that he can recruit. Now, at some point, the conversation needs to be, can you make a run in the NCAA tournament? And just getting out of the first round is not the objective. But you know what? I'm willing to wait to have that conversation. But at the end of 4 years, with where Missouri basketball was when he took over, there is no question that he has elevated the floor of Missouri basketball. I think that Gates has done a good job. I don't think he's done a great job. I don't even think you could argue he's done a great job. He has certainly done a good job as their head coach. So it comes down to a very simple pass or fail. I will not be on here on Monday making, well, I mean, they lost I don't care how they lost. They lost. If Missouri wins, that is winning a tournament game in 2 of your first 4 years. That is having your best finish in the SEC since you joined the conference. And you have the number 1 high school point guard that is joining and the best high school basketball player in the state of California. You are trending in the right direction. If they lose this game for Mizzou, if they lose, it is the exact opposite to me. You had 1 year in which you didn't win a game in the SEC. You lost every single game. You couldn't accidentally win a game in the SEC. You faded down the stretch in your last 2 seasons, and you have 1 tournament win in your 4 years. Now, you might say, oh, it's 1 game. That's right. I'm telling you how I'm going to look at it. If you're a Mizzou fan, you see it differently. That's perfectly fine. I'm telling you how I'm going to look at it, whether they win or lose. So that is the official verdict of me on this show. Rob, let me ask you, as a KU fan, because I can't answer for you, is the conversation about getting out of the second weekend or first weekend, and if Kansas doesn't get out of the first weekend, is this season a failure?
Yes. Yes, that is correct. And I think it feels like a bigger failure than it is because of the culmination of what has happened the last 3 years. Remember, in 2023, they were a 1 seed. Self actually didn't coach because, remember, he had the heart issue, and they lose to Arkansas in a heartbreaking 1-8 matchup. Then they get thumped by Gonzaga, and then they get a tough loss in the round of 64 to Arkansas last year. That's the years after the national title, 23, 24, and 25. If you're out in the first weekend again this year, it will be a failure of a season, but that failure will feel bigger to Kansas fans because it feels like, oh man, here we go again. Because Kansas fans, for better or worse, they expect to be in the second weekend. Their seed line tells you they should be in the second weekend.
That's a minimum expectation
Correct.
To me of Kansas fans.
Now, if they make the Sweet 16 and lose to Duke,
yeah, that's different. Yeah, for
Kansas
sure.
fans will be disappointed because losing stinks. But, like, you made the Sweet 16. The expectation should be to get out of the first weekend. The expectation is massive failure if a loss tonight, but a loss Sunday is still making the season. They fell short of what they should have, could have, would have been.
Someone on the text line says KU has a first-round pick. A first-round loss is embarrassing. I mean, yeah. I mean, if
100% agree.
Yeah, and
especially considering the team they're playing tonight. A first-round loss tonight to Cal Baptist, barring them shooting like 70% from the field, is really embarrassing.
I mean, I'll take it one step further. If Kansas loses today, it's the worst loss they've ever had with Bill Self as their head coach.
Period. No, maybe that TCU won that 1 year, but those are the only 2.
Yeah, that's a conference road game. That's a little different.
That's true.
If Kansas loses in the first round of the NCAA tournament to Cal Baptist, it is the worst loss that Bill Self has had as his time in Kansas. There's absolutely no reason to lose to the team that they are playing today. None. Not fully healthy. No. There is no argument you could make to me that would be able to justify them losing to the team that they are currently playing. Like, this isn't even like playing St. Louis. If you were playing St. Louis, that'd be another thing. Like, okay, that was a top 5 mid-major. They got you at a neutral site. It is what it is. No, losing to Cal Baptist is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable if you are the University of Kansas. All right, let me play a couple of pieces of audio for you because we're going to do a little bit something different for the hits. So the top story I would say is what's going to happen with North Carolina. So North Carolina, that a 19-point lead against VCU. They did not finish the game with the lead. They lost to VCU. A lot of alums are mad about the way that things are going for North Carolina. Here is Joe Fortenbaugh. He is in the media. He is with ESPN. Here's what he said earlier today on ESPN's Get Up.
It's one thing if you're a 10-point dog, you lose your star player, you go into the tournament, you lose a closely contested game. We can all move on from that. It's another thing when you're a small favorite in the game, you have a 19-point lead, and then late, as the collapse is starting to get away from you, the coach is unable to step in to mitigate the damage. How about on the missed free throw? Not understanding that it has to hit the rim in order for it to count. That's something that the coach should be going over with the players. Going into overtime, a chance to rebound from all the damage that had been caused, a chance to settle everyone down. Didn't work. My question, if I'm in Chapel Hill, would be, are we trending in the right direction under Hubert Davis, or are we trending in the wrong direction?
Right.
First year on the job, went to the NCAA finals. That was with a lot of Roy Williams players, right? What has happened since? The team has slowly but surely moved away from that target, with each of the last 2 years resulting in losses in the opening round of the tournament. They're moving in the wrong direction, so they have to have some very serious conversations.
I think what also hurts Hubert Davis is Duke has been able to maintain that same level of play despite not having the same head coach. I think that's also what hurts him too. I think our perception about Hubert Davis in North Carolina would be drastically different if Duke was going through the exact same struggles in a post-Coach K world. You can't even tell Coach K's not there, not based off how they've performed these last couple years. They've been to the Final Four. They're the #1 overall seed. They're getting top recruits. Like, this is the same Duke basketball that's been playing for the last 15 years or so. So when you look at it through that prism, and then on the other side, you see North Carolina, where that is not the case for them, where they have taken a noticeable step back from where they were under Roy Williams. I think that has put even more pressure on Hubert Davis. I think they got a real serious question coming up, especially because his buyout is so low. If his buyout was $20 million, we'd be having a different conversation. But when your buyout's $5 million at North Carolina for North Carolina basketball, and you got all the advantages that they have and all the money that is pouring in, I mean, this $3 million, this is a call to Nike. I mean, this is a call to Jordan Brand. Like, this is what North Carolina's basketball program needs. How about you guys not send one case of shoes this week, and why don't you just go ahead and pay for this buyout and we can move forward? I mean, if North Carolina wants Hubert Davis gone, he will be gone. Money will not be an issue because that's not really enough of a money in college athletics to be an issue if you want to fire your head coach. I think that's story number one right now of teams that are eliminated, not playing. Obviously, we'll see what happens. Miami of Ohio, their run has come to an end. They're down 20 right now with 16 minutes left in that one. Villanova, they are in a 58-57 game with Utah State. I think that's it right now. I think the only 2 games that are on right now.
Yep, those are only 2.
Only 2 games that are on right now. We'll get to the night slate here coming up in a bit. All right, we'll reset things coming up at the top of the hour. We'll get to the top stories today in Kansas City. Gabe DeArmond was on the show. He covers Mizzou. Matt Tate was on the show. He covers for Kansas. That's going to be the thing everybody is watching tonight. Missouri and Kansas are in the NCAA tournament. We'll play for you what they had to say next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5, The Fan.
This one brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. We've got a new crash down near Lee Summit. It's going to be 470 eastbound at View High. Right lane is blocked. Good news, the crash just south of Grandview is gone, but still very heavy in the area. And the stall downtown 70 eastbound just past Broadway. On the record, out of your way here pretty soon. Still the right lane is blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Kalshi. Trade on anything. March matchups are here, and now you can trade the tournament in all 50 states with Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the odds move, you can buy in and out of your position all tournament long. Download the Kalshi app. Use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
FanDuel is offering an early win on your pre-live moneyline bets for college basketball when your team goes up by 10 points, and it stays a win no matter how the game ends. Did you get that? Win or lose, if your team takes a lead of 10 or more points, that's a win for you. And don't forget, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly. So all you got to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Your chance to get an early win on your pre-live moneyline bet is waiting for you at FanDuel.com/local. So find that underdog that you think's undervalued, maybe a 12 over a 5. Or maybe just play the favorite. I'm going full homer and betting on Kansas will be up by 10 at one point in the tournament. Play the Hawks. Bet the bracket with FanDuel now. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Tokens are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including token expiration, market requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Kevin Harlan, and if I sound a little tired, it's because it's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Side Ford.
You and me both, Kevin. It's been nonstop.
Well, Rob, remind me again why.
Because Rob's Site Ford is offering brand new F-150s up to $16,500 off 0% financing for 60 months, and 0 payments for 90 days.
Yes, that'll do it.
And that's just the F-150s. We've got the best deals of the year on Super Duty, Ranger, and Maverick.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Rob. Massive savings, strong financing, no payments for 3 months, and people are showing up?
It's nonstop.
Funny how that works.
Turns out, when you've got the inventory, the price, and the experience, people notice.
Especially when you're Kansas City's #1 top-rated Ford dealer on Google. 4.8 stars and over 3,000 reviews.
And Kansas City's top volume F-150 dealer.
No wonder you're tired. It's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
But don't wait. These offers end soon.
Vicky Stevens writes, "We weren't happy with the way things turned out last season, so I made the call. Weedman's been a total game changer. Fertilization, weed control, the whole 9 yards. Our lawn has never looked better. The neighbors are so jealous, they avoid me at the supermarket. It's fantastic. Go to weedman.com, enter promo code GREEN, and get 1 free service."
My friends at Smokehouse Barbecue have 2 new items that you need to try. First, meet the Pickle Jack Sandwich. We're taking tender smoked ham and melted pepper jack cheese, piled high with our signature pickle fries. It's crunchy, spicy, and smoky as well. And if you need to warm up, how about some Smokehouse chili? It's not your average recipe. It's loaded with our famous chopped burnt ends and savory sausage. And don't forget carryout, which you can order at SmokehouseBBQ.com. Visit Smokehouse Barbecue at Independence, Zona Rosa, and Gladstone. It's Smokehouse Barbecue.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
Here they come. A baseball-sized hailstorm means every roofer for 500 miles is on his way here to ring your doorbell. Before that happens, go online to jrstormcheck.com and relax. JR & Company is locally owned, veteran-owned, and family-owned. JR & Company offers a lifetime warranty on workmanship. But best of all, JR & Company offers a free Class 4 shingle upgrade. What does that mean? Most insurance companies offer premium discounts on Class 4 shingles. Remember, no roofer can legally offer to pay your deductible, but a free shingle upgrade can reduce premiums for years to come. Why do we do this? Because we can. A lifetime workmanship warranty and free shingle upgrade. It's why we say,
You're always better with a roof from JR.
Just visit jrstormcheck.com.
Sex, intimacy, love. These 3 things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts, with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Play ball! Cody and Gold will be live outside Gate D starting at 10 for the Royals home opener on Monday, March 30th, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the 5 o'clock hour. Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com was on the show. We'll play the best of that for you coming up in about 2 to 3 minutes or so. We also were joined by Matt Tate, who covers Kansas. So we're going to give you a little Missouri in the 5 o'clock hour. We're going to give you a little bit of Kansas in the 5 o'clock hour. We're talking brackets. We're talking buckets the rest of the way. So, Rob, let's do this before we play Matt Tate. We're going to do Kansas first because their game happens first. Let's update people on everything that has happened today in the NCAA tournament.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
Karen, before I get to those scores, I want you to know the hits are brought to you by the Salvation Army. Get your tickets today at kickhungerkc.com for the Salvation Army's Civic Lunch on May 7th. Running through the scores quickly for today. First game of the day, Kentucky survives an upset scare in the 7-10. They win in overtime 89-84. Texas Tech in a 5-12 throttles Akron 91-71. Staying in the Big 12, Arizona, a 1 seed, took care of business 92-58 over Long Island. Virginia beat Wright State by 9. They struggle with them most of the day, but the 3 does beat the 14. Locally, I guess of somewhat local interest, Iowa State, the 2 seed, thumps Tennessee State, but 108-74. But Joshua Jefferson left the game on crutches. Alabama beat Hofstra today 90-70. That's another 4 over a 13. We have 2 games still in action. Everyone's favorite Miami, Ohio, they're getting thumped right now by Tennessee, 58-36. And finally, right now, the under 8, Villanova and Utah State are tied at 65.
Text line 913-586-7965. If your friend convinces you to take a bet and then that bet doesn't win, I think that your friend should give you a portion of what you lost.
Wonder why you think that.
I feel like your friend should be a friend and say, hey, you know what? The reason that you put that $5 on there was because of me. You know what? Let me get you. That's what I think should happen. I think if your friend gives you a suggestion and it doesn't hit, it should be like a no sweat bet. Like your friend should just have your back. That happened earlier today between Rob and I. Our energy has just been off this entire time. He talked me off a bet. It won. It cashed almost immediately. He then told me to follow him on Miami of Ohio. It almost lost immediately. And now I'm eating beans for the rest of the weekend. And it's all Rob's fault. There's nobody else I can put that on. It's all on Rob. So let's start with Kansas because Kansas plays first tonight. They got their game coming up against Cal Baptist. We were joined by Matt Tate, and we asked him if he thinks that Darren Peterson can elevate his game and get closer to what the expectations were of him in the preseason.
I think he's excited about the opportunity for that to happen, right? And so maybe that puts him at ease. Maybe that makes him deliver. Maybe there's some combination of all the things that he, it's the last laugh thing. Even Coach Self has talked about that. He has a chance to get the last laugh here and make a memorable run that will make everybody forget about everything else. And so, if he's able to do that, then there's no doubt about how he'll be remembered. I do think he's excited about the opportunity, and you said it. I mean, the 37% shooting is really the sort of thorn in his side right now because I think he has played better. I just think he hasn't made shots. I think he's been aggressive. I think he's looked to attack. I think he in spots. I mean, I'm especially pointing to that Houston game in the Big 12 semifinals. He was the only one out there that even remotely looked like he belonged. He didn't shoot well. He didn't play great, but he competed, and he wasn't afraid of that game. I think the rest of the guys shrank, and they looked terrible, and they looked afraid a little bit. So I think there's been enough over the last whatever your time reference there, 4 or 5 games, to show you that he does have his hand on that lever. And I think the decision about whether he flips it or not is almost entirely tied to do the shots go in. If he makes shots, he's going to get 30. And if he gets 30, this team's probably doing okay. So, but I still think, and I wrote this morning, I do think he needs help. I don't think this is Danny in the Miracles Superman situation. I mean, I think there's a real scenario that plays out where you could look at Darren Peterson going for 42 and Kansas losing because they have to have more than that. I mean, I'd probably put my money on them winning if he gets 42, but I think you know what I'm saying. It's got to be more than just Darren wins them the game. And that's how it's been all year with these guys, and I think these guys understand it, and I think they have more than just Darren. So you're asking a lot for them to finally put it all together, but they've done it in spurts. They've shown glimpses. Maybe some of this now or never vibe that comes with the tournament will free them up a little bit and make it kind of I got nothing to lose. Let's go have fun. And we'll see. I mean, I think we'll learn a lot tonight. I really do. I mean, I don't know that this is a crazy challenge by any means, but as we've seen, I mean, we saw with Duke and Siena, if you're playing in the NCAA tournament, it's a challenge, period, no matter what you're seeded or who you're playing. So they got to bring it and they got to be ready and they got to be good. But I think we'll know a lot about their potential for a run based on what we see tonight, because if they look sharp, then I think they've got a great chance on Sunday. And I've been on the side of, like, I think the St. John's game may be their toughest game in this tournament. I feel like if they win that one, they've got a chance to really make a deep run. And I know Duke's in the way and UConn could be in the way and Michigan State could be in the way and all that, but there's something about the St. John's game that just stands out to me.
Right now, we're joined by Matt Tate with R1S1 Sports, talking a little Kansas basketball as we get ready for their run potentially in the NCAA tournament. You know Coach Self, I would say, as well as anybody. You certainly covered him for a long time, so I'm curious how you would answer this. I wonder if Bill has enjoyed this season, because, like, you can get that he has a different level of joy with this team that I don't think he had with last year's team, especially his relationship with Melvin Council. Like, those are the kind of guys that I think Bill gets excited every day to wake up and coach. Like, I think it's very different from last year. But this year has also had such a unique challenge when it comes to Darren and coaching him and how to make it work and how to make that all fit in the system, that, like, it is kind of one of those situations where, a guy like Jay Wright one day woke up and said, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. When you just think back to this season, everything that's played itself out, and how well do you know Bill, do you think he's enjoyed coaching this team?
I think if you're asking for a short answer, the answer is yes. I mean, gun to his head, Bill, did you like it or not? I think he'd say I like it. Because I do think all the things you just talked about, the Melvin Council impact on this team, on this program, on Bill himself, it's been almost like nothing I've ever seen. And he's really enjoyed that and really tapped into what that's meant for this team, for this program, for himself personally. And you have to remember that it's coming after two of the roughest years of his career, where it was really hard to get excited about much at all. Personalities, outcomes, outlook. I mean, those things were not fun the last couple of years. And so I think he really has treated this as, man, that's nice. I remember how cool that is. This has been fun again. This is refreshing after the last 2 years. So the short answer, I think, would absolutely be yes. But I do think if you were sitting down with him over a couple of beers and had some time to really talk it out, I think he would go, in almost chapter form with you. I think he would say, well, I liked this part of it. This part sucked. I didn't really enjoy this part, but then this part happened after that. And so I think it would kind of be what the season was, a little bit up and down. And I think he would be more than willing to admit that and be honest about that, because it hasn't been all roses. But I know he's excited that Darren's healthy. I know he's excited that he feels like this team's whole for the first time. And it would have been nice if they were whole in, mid-January and they could really fine tune from there. But at least they got whole by this point, and now they get a chance to show what whole looks like and to see what whole means and to see if that's enough to make a run. And so I'm sure he's excited as heck about the challenge and about this team and about the opportunity. And I think he's excited about being in that East region, man, where all those other coaches are. I mean, that is a monster region, and those are some real legendary coaches and programs. And if I know Bill at all, I mean, one of the things that's driven him throughout his career, all the way back to Oral Roberts, Tulsa, Illinois, whatever, even before Kansas, it's I want to play the best and I want to beat the best. And so he'll be fired up. He'll be ready to bring his best. There's no doubt about it. But we'll see if the guys can match that.
I know I like to give you grief about KU, and I give Rob grief about KU. I mean, my concern meter for KU tonight is at a 0. I've watched way too much Kansas basketball in my life. Kansas is not losing to a team whose best player is 5'10" with a low major. They never lose this kind. I don't care where this game is played. Kansas never loses to teams like Cal Baptist.
No, you're right. I mean, look, I was fully prepared based on everything we just talked about and everything that this season has been and hasn't been. I was fully prepared on Selection Sunday to start bracing people for, look, man, that could be a tough matchup. Because if you look at the 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s, and you look at who they're playing, there's a lot of those double-digit teams that I think would have been scary for Kansas to draw. And then when I saw the bracket come out, and I saw that it was Cal Baptist, I didn't know a ton about them, but I knew enough about them to know, well, that's as good as it can get. They can't ask for more. So St. John's, different story. I mean, that's a tough second-round game. St. John's may be underseeded. That could be a real hill to climb for KU. But as far as the first one, I'm with you, 0. I maybe less. I can't see tonight being a problem for them.
Right now, we're talking to Matt Tate with R1S1 Sports here for just a little bit. I guess last thing for me here in kind of a big picture team sense, I think a lot of this tournament comes down to Melvin and how much gas he has left in the tank. I mean, in the Big 12 tournament, I think he's running on fumes. I mean, he shot 4 for 26 from the floor and played in 75 of the available 80 minutes that were there. I think allowing him to rest the way that they did on Sunday was really smart. And just today, to me, they need to make sure that Melvin plays like 26, 27 minutes in this, because going up against St. John's and just that level of toughness, I'm not saying they're Houston, but they have a lot of Houston tendencies. And if they turn that into a dogfight, you're just going to need a fresh, healthy Melvin Council, which I'm just not really sure they had in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, it was rough over there. It was not him at all. And I talked to him after both games in the locker room over there, and he was very clearly in his own head about it. And he tried to, say, no, I'm good. But you could tell. I mean, he was down on himself about missing the shots that he normally makes. He was down on himself about the way the team played. He's taken ownership of this team from minute one and proclaimed himself the leader. And that's, we kind of all laughed at that when he said it way back before the season even began, because they got Darren Peterson. How are you the leader? But damn, he was right, man. He is the leader on the floor. He's the emotional leader. He's the heartbeat of the whole thing. And yeah, it shows. They did not play well against TCU. They played well enough to win, but they didn't play well. And a lot of that was because, he wasn't well. And then, of course, the Houston game, he didn't bring it. He shot miserably. They all shot miserably. They all played poorly, and he couldn't do anything to bring them out of it. So I think you're right on the money. That has to be a non-negotiable. That has to be there. They do not make a run without Melvin Council being the Melvin Council that we've seen all year. And he knows that. I mean, I talked to him yesterday and I said, how are you? Like, let's put the recorder down. Just how are you? And he said, I'm good, man. I'm excited. And he looked like he had life back in him. When someone's sick and they have that look on their face of no color and they just look blah. Like, that's how he looked in Kansas City after those games, even the one they won. Yesterday he looked back. He had the sparkle in his eyes. He was smiling. He seems to be, whatever the word is, healed, for lack of a better word. He seems to be ready to roll. And I think he's excited. He's played in this event before, but he's never played in it as a Kansas Jayhawk. He's never played in it as a team who people expect to make a run, and he's excited about that. So I think you're right. They can't make a run without that. But I think, I think the other key is Flory and Bryson Tiller have to be big.
We are keeping an eye right now on Villanova and Utah State. Utah State is shooting a free throw right now. I'll stick it here, or keep it here before we move forward. It is 73-72. There's 4 minutes left. Utah State is shooting a free throw. This is the 8-9 matchup in the West region. He misses the second one. He must have got fouled, so he is shooting 3 of them. We will play this Gabe DeArmond. I don't want to play it until we know at least what the score is going to be of this one. Rob, really quickly, why don't we go through the scores one more time, and then we'll play Gabe DeArmond at PowerMizzou.com.
There are only 2 scores active right now, as you mentioned. Villanova and Utah State are tied at the under 4.
He made the free throw. 2 out of 3.
Yep, there you go. Also, everyone's favorite, Miami, Ohio, they are getting absolutely thumped by Tennessee, 47-66.
I won't hear about them ever again.
At the under 8 media timeout. And this score update is brought to you by our friends over at Busey Bank, the official bank of the Big 12.
Earlier today, we were joined by Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com. I asked him, what is he expecting from Mizzou fans? What do you think the crowd is going to be like? Here's what Gabe said.
I'd be shocked if it's not 80 to 90% Mizzou fans, and the rest are going to be either, Purdue, some Purdue fans are going to hang around. Maybe 80 is high because some Purdue fans bought tickets for the session. I'd be interested to know, if you're a Missouri fan and don't have tickets, if you hang out outside, I wonder if a Purdue fan's taken off and you might be, I don't know if you can get back in with the same ticket, probably not. But Certainly a majority Mizzou fans. I would think it would be kind of similar to what Kentucky takes to the SEC tournament. I mean, it's not all of the fans, but it is certainly more than 50% of the fans, and I would think that'll be the case. And the people in St. Louis are praying for Missouri to get to Sunday because Kentucky did. I would assume Iowa State will, and I would assume Purdue will. I've got to think, man, with those four fan bases, the way they're a combination of traveling and close, like that'd have to be the most well-attended regional on Sunday.
Absolutely. You would have to think that as well. Listen to your podcast after the brackets came out, and I think you and I are on the same page. I mean, if you could ask the tournament gods last year, hey, where do you want to get sent? You would have picked Wichita. That's exactly where Missouri got placed last year. If you would ask Missouri this year, hey, where would you like to go? They would have ended up picking St. Louis as the destination. This is just kind of one of those things. I'm not saying that there's no expectation, but the expectation is just clear. You just got to win one game in the NCAA tournament. If you get to Sunday and you lose to Purdue, no one's going to consider that to be a failure. That's been one of the 10 best teams in college basketball this year. But you got to figure out a way to win a home game against a team that you feel very even with.
Yeah, and I wrote on Sunday night, look, this somehow put more pressure on Dennis Gates in Missouri. Like, if this game is played in Greenville, South Carolina, or in San Diego, yeah, you want to win, and it's going to be important to the fans. They're going to be mad if you don't. But this one, 2 hours from campus, where you have been like, no Missouri fan can say they weren't treated fairly the last 2 years. I mean, in fact, most people would say they were treated unfairly because they were a seed line higher than almost anybody had them, and they got the location they wanted to. So hugely important. I thought it was pretty interesting the way Dennis Gates was really downplaying this yesterday. I don't think that was accidental. Jay Lucas said, hey, I love it. I hope they bring a lot of fans and make it seem like March. They're leaning into this. They're playing the nobody thinks we can win card, even though they're favored and almost everybody is picking them to win. But, I get it. That's what coaches do. So, everything's been handed to you that you could reasonably have asked for. You didn't take advantage last year. You better do it this year.
It's crazy because I understand that this is an unfair way to do it, but it feels to me like Missouri's season really comes down to the next 40 minutes of our perception of how things have gone. If they win this game, they will have made the tournament in 3 of the 4 years that Dennis Gates has been there. They will have won a tournament game in 2 of the 4. You got the number 1 high school point guard recruit coming in. You got another McDonald's All-American. There's going to be a lot of optimism. Like, I'm assuming just based off tickets sold and season tickets and those things, like, there's going to be a boost because people feel good about Missouri's basketball program heading into next year. If they lose, it's going to be a long next couple of months here with, I would say, a lot of pessimism around the way Missouri's season ended once again.
Yeah, I was going to say, not with everybody, but certainly with a portion of the fan base, like that is still hanging over them. And if they win this game, they are a top 32 team in the country. That's about what I think Missouri should be and about what I thought they were coming into the year. I picked them to win 19 to 22 games and be on the right side of the bubble and, be seated somewhere between 7 and 10. It's exactly what they are so far. Now they need to make that pay off with a win because there is a difference in losing on Sunday and losing on Friday. If they do that, I don't think reasonable people can really argue this team should have been a lot better. I mean, you can argue with the roster construction and the way this team was put together, but once the season started and you saw what was on the floor, you can't look at this and say this should be a Sweet 16 team, right? It's not realistic. I might even argue they've overachieved a little bit relative to the talent they have on the roster. So, I think that would be right about where they want to be. But winning a game matters because, Dennis, the last month or month and a half has really been trumpeting 3 tournaments in 4 years, 2 back-to-back 10-win SEC seasons. And I get it. Like, that's not nothing. It does everything he says is right. But there is a disconnect between how impressive he thinks that is and how impressive this fan base thinks that is. You can argue that the fan base is unrealistic. I've done it a little bit this year saying, guys, you're asking them to be something that they haven't been in 30 years. It's not his fault that he took over at one of the lower points in this program's history. But there is a big segment of this fan base who remembers what it used to be and thinks it should be that, or at least closer to that than it's been.
Right now, we're talking to Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com. We're getting his thoughts on Mizzou as they get ready for their matchup coming up later today against Miami. They're located in St. Louis. I feel pretty confident in Mark Mitchell heading into this. Who else do you think scores today for Missouri?
Good question, man. We don't know, and that's the whole problem, right? I wrote earlier this week, everybody keeps asking me who needs to step up, and my answer is just somebody. I don't care if it's T.O. Barrett. I don't care if it's Sean Phillips. I don't care if it's Trent Pierce. They need one other person and probably two to play better than average basketball games, because in the last 3 games, the only guy who's played better than you expect out of him in any of those games is Mark Mitchell and Sean Phillips for about 12 minutes against Kentucky. Everybody else has been what you would expect or usually worse. This sets up, if Missouri's going to win this game, I think they've got to hit some jump shots. So this kind of sets up to me like a Jaden Stone or a Trent Pierce needs to be that guy. But hey, if T.O. Barrett can find a way, if Ant Robinson can come back, who knows? Maybe Jacob Cruz all of a sudden shoots. I don't really care who it is. They just need somebody.
Yeah, no, they do need somebody in this. It's so crazy because kind of like with Mizzou, there's no outcome today that you could tell me that wouldn't surprise me. If you told me Missouri just comfortably won this game and put it all together, wouldn't surprise me. If you told me they got blown out, couldn't be surprised by that. There is literally nothing. You also could tell me 4 people play well in this game and are the difference maker and also makes sense. I guess that's just life if you're between a 4 and a 11 seed in the NCAA tournament, but that perfectly describes Mizzou to me.
Yeah, these games are supposed to be close, right? And if the first 20 games in this tournament have reminded anybody of anything, these games are never over. You can be up 20 and be North Carolina and get beat. You can be up 20 and be Louisville and be sweating it at the end. Everybody that plays in this tournament knows this is it. There is no tomorrow. So there's no, 8 minutes left, we're down 18, this game's over, give up. That doesn't happen, and comebacks happen in this thing all the time. So I would be relatively surprised if we are not in a 2-possession game at the final TV timeout. Either way, that's what most of these games are. That's what most of Miami's games have been, and that's what most of Missouri's games have been. I don't really see any reason to expect otherwise, although, like you said, would it shock me if otherwise happens? Of course not, because I got no clue what to think of this team.
I don't know if you fill out brackets or not. I don't fill out brackets, but this year I am participating in a survivor pool, so I'm kind of getting my fix that way. Do you have a bet on when you think Sean Phillips picks up his second foul?
I don't. I would say 2 things. First of all, my belief about the NCAA tournament has always been that they let more go. The guys officiating the NCAA tournament don't want to be the story. They don't want to have put a guy on the bench with 2 fouls 3 minutes into the game. I will also say this. I don't care if it is 10 seconds or 30 minutes into the game. As soon as he gets his first one, Dennis Gates needs to sit him down for 20 seconds and say, Sean, I don't care if you give up a layup, but you cannot get another one. We can't have it. We can't win this game with you sitting on the bench next to me. And if he does get in early foul trouble, I'll be interested to see how Gates handles it, because what I would do, I would just let him go. And I would just say, I don't know, man, if you foul out in the first half, you do, but I can't win this game with you sitting here next to me. The analogy I would use is it's like being in a tight game in the 7th inning and saying we need our closer for the 9th. Sometimes you need your closer in the 7th, man. And if you don't use him in the 7th, he never pitches. You can't end this game with Sean Phillips having sat a significant amount of time and not having fouled out. So I'd just let him go and say, I don't know, man, if you only play 6 minutes and you foul out, then yeah, we're going to lose. But if I sit you voluntarily on the bench, we're going to lose that way too.
That was Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com. You also heard Matt Tate, who covers the Kansas Jayhawks. Utah State took complete control of the game. They are up 85-76 right now over Villanova in the 9-8 game in the West region. So if you had Utah State, I think you can go ahead and mark this ahead. Utah State looks like they're going to win in the first round of their matchup against Villanova. Coming up, we'll get you ready for the games that we have coming up later tonight. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
My car smells fresh, so fresh, always so fresh every day. My car smells fresh, so fresh, like I cleaned it yesterday. Got that Febreze car on the vents, living life with that just clean freshness. Febreze car, if you know, up to 40 days a scent on low. My car smells fresh, so fresh, always so fresh every day. My car smells fresh, so fresh, like I cleaned it yesterday. That's right, breathe happy Febreze, la 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 la.
Some great action today, Friday, in the NCAA basketball tournament. And with us is the legendary sports handicapper, the great Kevin Todd. Kevin, I know you have a game you've selected today that won't miss.
This is the best time of the year. I absolutely love a game going on today in the first round. And let me tell you, folks, I am giving you this information absolutely free. The only thing you need to do is give me a call at 888-320-7517. That's 888-320-7517. You get my best bet today in the first round in the NCAA college basketball tournament. Absolutely free. That's why they call this March Madness, folks, because it is crazy. I'm going to make money for my clients each and every week in this tournament. Last year, I was documented 13-4 throughout the tournament. When it comes to sports wagering, folks, trust me when I tell you, it's less games, more money. That's the only way to treat this like a business. Stay away from the parlays. Stay away from the teasers. I have isolated one game today in this college basketball tournament that I absolutely love. Give me a call right now at 888-320-7517. That's 888-320-7517, or go to my website, thesportsbrokers.com. Opt in. A broker will call you back.
Kevin, I know your contacts around the country have given you terrific information on today's play.
I've reached out to all the sportsbook managers, all my professional gambler friends, and let me tell you, I have a game today that's going to be a double-digit win. It's the easiest win on the board. Folks, let me tell you right now, there's no way that these odds makers can get every single game right, because most of these games are non-conference games in the first round, and they're just looking at the statistics. That's how they make up these lines, and they're also going by the lines on the public perception. They're betting it. They're making the lines on how the teams played the previous week. There's going to be some tournament letdowns. There are going to be some upsets, but I have isolated one game today, folks. You need to pick up the phone and give me a call at 888-320-7517. That's 888-320-7517. You're going to get my best play absolutely free.
Why are you so great at picking today's winner?
Honesty, integrity. That's what makes me good at what I do. And most important, making money for my clients, Randy. That's what it's all about. I've isolated a game on here, folks, that this game is going to win. All you need to do is give me a call, because I'm giving you the information for free. I want to earn your business. I want to put money in your pocket first. Give me a call right now at 888-320-7517. 888-320-7517. This is the easiest game on the board. It's yours absolutely free.
This is a very strong play, isn't it?
It's the best bet on the board. The only way to make money, folks, when it comes to sports wagering is less games, more money. It's quality over quantity. Stay away from the parlays. Stay away from the teasers. Bet one game as much as you can, win and quit. That's treating it like a business. That's what I do for my clients week in and week out, not just in basketball, but also in football and baseball. I'm going to put money in your pocket first. You give me a call right now. You get my best bet, 888-320-7517. That's 888-320-7517. Or go to thesportsbrokers.com. Opt in, and a broker will call you back.
Kevin Todd is simply the best in the industry. He has a surefire winner for you today in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Give him a call, 888-320-7517, 888-320-7517.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
This one brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500. Hey, Mike's got this. We've got a new crash, Lee Summit, several cars involved. 350 highway eastbound at 470. It is the right lane that's blocked. We've also got a new crash, 29 northbound at North Oak. It is the left lane blocked there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, welcome back into the show. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go around the brackets, and we're going to take a closer look at the matchups that we have coming up later today. Rob, you get it going.
Carrington, let's start with the first game of the evening, the 5:50 game, which will tip off here in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
We got an 8-9 matchup.
We love them.
We love a nice 8-9. We got Villanova, that's who just lost, Clemson taking on Iowa. Bennett Sturts & Co., local boy, takes on Clemson. What do you think of Iowa's chances? Are they a local team of Ben McCollum and Bennett Sturts?
Yeah, you know we're riding with Iowa on this show. Yes, we absolutely are supporting the Iowa Hawkeyes. I mean, this is just a classic 8-9 matchup. Now, it is important to note, I mean, they did not finish the season well. Iowa didn't. I mean, they lost 5 of their last 7 games. This is a team that has been struggling a little bit down the stretch, but you know what? We support the Iowa Hawkeyes on this show. Shout out to Bennett Sturts, Liberty High School. So, yes, we're picking Iowa to win this one.
Next game of the day, just after they get off the air here.
They've been terrible the last little bit. Goodness gracious.
They've been bad down the stretch. Our second game of the night, Cap, is a 5-12. It is very important for Kansas fans as Northern Iowa takes on St. John's. Carrington, I'm going to ask this question as a St. John's hater. Should they be on upset alert tonight? Because 5-12 is a thing that happens in college basketball.
Yeah, but we've already got our 5-12 upset. I do think it's been a little bit of hateration, holleration when it comes to St. John's. I think you've been doing this for the last year and a half. You got
Correctly,
right last
by
year.
the way, I was right
you
last
were right.
year.
You were right last year. Now let's see if you can be right now. But, I mean, we're talking about a team in St. John's. I mean, Rob, they've lost 2 times since the turn of the year. They lost a home game to Providence, and they lost on the road to UConn. Those are the only 2 losses that they have had in 2026. Yeah, I'm not picking Northern Iowa to beat them today. That actually would be the biggest upset so far in the NCAA tournament. It's not Wisconsin. Nobody was picking Wisconsin to go deep or make a run in the NCAA tournament. St. John's getting beat, that would be a surprise. That'd be the biggest surprise of the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Before I get to the next game, I will just state one of the reasons for my hateration for St. John's is, yes, they've only lost 2 games in that window. Who in the hell have they beaten? They beat UConn twice, and then they beat the Sisters of the Poor over and over and over again.
I mean, that's fair. I can't argue that.
The Big East is... I make fun of how bad the ACC was. The ACC would run circles around the Big East this year.
I mean, they have beaten UConn
twice.
2 of 3 games. They went on the road and beat Butler. They went on the road and
Butler,
they beat Creighton.
a non-tournament team. Creighton, a non-tournament team.
Went on the road and beat Villanova, a tournament team. You know, I mean, it's the Big East. You can't really do anything about it. But, I mean, they did get challenged in the non-con. They have played people this year.
That's fair. Moving on to the 625 game, a classic Big 10 versus Big 12 tilt between UCLA and UCF. Obviously, when these two conferences get together, throw the records out. Do you think Johnny Dawkins and co get it done, or Mick Cronin, will he be doing some whining and winning tonight for UCLA?
You kind of caught me off guard with that one. That was a good one, a classic Big 12. You know what? I actually think UCF is a little bit better than people remember. I felt like they kind of got that love early on in the season. Then remember they beat Kansas. That was their conference opening game. I mean, I think they're just the Big 12 was just so absolutely loaded this year. So to go 500 in that league, I think is pretty impressive. You know what? I think UCF's going to pull off the upset. Give me UCF in that 7-10 matchup. I think they're going to win today.
The one thing with UCLA is they might have Donovan Dent back, who supposedly was the best portal player last year. If he's back, UCLA is dangerous.
I
but
just don't like their coach. I'm not rooting for him. I don't want him to have success.
He's the worst. Like, he's outwardly trying to get fired.
Are you raising your voice to me? Yeah. What are you going to do about it?
He's been whining about the flights too, like
for 3 years.
Yeah. Leave the job. I don't know what. Just he annoys me. By the way, speaking of annoying, outside of the local interest, this night session
is bad.
It's horrible.
Last night was bad too. Last night after North Carolina VCU, it was over.
You had to hope Kennesaw State game a fight.
Yeah, the tournament was over, bro. It was absolutely over.
I mean, listen to these games. You got Queens versus Purdue. You got Prairie View against Florida, and you got UConn against Furman. I mean, like, there's the two local games, but you got two 2-15 matchups and a 1 versus 16. Why is this the late Friday night tilt? These are bad.
Stinkers. That's what we got. We got stinkers. We just got to get through tonight. We get through tonight. We get to the second round. The second round, I mean, we got most of these little Rudy Poo teams out of here, and we're really going to get things going, all right? We got most of these bums out of here, and we can get moving. So,
I mean, as a Mizzou fan, it's an honest question. Are you watching the Purdue game intently, or are you just
no?
Because I will be watching St. John's intently.
I've seen Purdue enough this year that they got to deal with one of the 5 best point guards in college basketball. Very well coached, very disciplined. Yeah, I've seen enough Purdue this year.
You had to be happy though. Purdue's the most vulnerable 2 seed.
No, for sure.
They're the softest 2 seed.
I'm not you.
I'm just talking.
I'm not you. I don't have Cal Baptist in round 1 that I can already start thinking, no. They got to deal with Miami first.
That's your fault. Don't be a 10, and you could have a dream moment.
I cheered. Well, you know what? That decision was made for me a long time ago that I was going to cheer for them when I was born in Missouri. When I was raised in Missouri, that decision was made. So, yes, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I didn't have a whole lot of choice in the matter. So, no. That's it. Let me play one more thing for you guys. We were talking about this earlier today. The former alums at North Carolina, they're starting to get antsy after their upset, after they lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament to VCU. Here is Tyler Hansborough, who was one of the 5 best Tar Heel players. Honestly, not counting what they did in the pros. He's one of the 5 best North Carolina players that they've ever had.
I'm not stunned. We talked about it at halftime. You asked me, you got to be pretty happy. And I said, no, I've seen this story. I've seen this happen. They've just had some lapses in games where they just go stale, offensively, defensively, competitive. Their competitiveness just kind of drops a little bit. They get content. They never step on anybody's throat. When they have a team, with a little bit of lead, they never step on their throat finish. And it's kind of been something all year. But, the storylines, and a lot of people will say Caleb Wilson didn't play. He didn't. I was sick of hearing about Caleb Wilson being absent, not being able to play. The story is VCU played Carolina, not VCU played Caleb Wilson. And, this one hurts. This really does, because there's a lot of expectations, and, the fan base is hungry, and we haven't lived up to that recently.
Yeah, man, when you take one of those jobs, you just got to realize that the expectations he's been to a Final Four. They went to a national championship. They make the tournament every single year. Man, that ain't how it go. You're the head coach at North Carolina, losing in the first round these last 2 years and having a year in which you made the NIT, that ain't good enough. I'm here to tell you that is not good enough if you are the head coach of North Carolina. And with a buyout as low as his is, it's $3.5 million. I think Hubert is in serious trouble. We're about 9 minutes away from the tournament getting back going. Clemson and Iowa, that is the 8-9 matchup. We support Iowa on this show. Good luck to the Hawkeyes. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
J. Rieger & Co. Oh, so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City. J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Winner of Best Craft Bourbon at the 2025 Ascot Awards. At 90 proof, it's rich, well-balanced, and oh, so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
There's nothing like the sound of Royals baseball. When the boys in blue take the field, loyal fans tune in, turn it up, and stay connected. And where do Kansas City's most passionate sports fans gather? Right here on 96.5 The Fan. Sports fans are loyal fans. They support the teams they love and the businesses that support their team. If you're ready to grow your business and connect with a dedicated, engaged audience, call 816-522-0444 or email greg.bergen@odyssey.com. That's greg.bergen@odyssey.com.
Hey, it's Gold, and my friends over at Shawnee Mission Ford are ready to make this the best truck month ever. You know how much I loved driving the F-150. You can drive one now as well. In fact, 25 F-150s now have 0% for 60 months, 90 days till your first payment, and large discounts and the no-charge lifetime warranty. Or you could get a new Maverick for $3,000 off MSRP. Come celebrate Truck Month at Shawnee Mission Ford. They're on a mission to do more in 26.
Coming to Kansas City, the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, 1 national champion. The NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship at Municipal Auditorium, March 19th through the 24th. Get your tickets now at NAIAHoops.com.
March matchups are here, and now you can trade the tournament in all 50 states with Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the odds move, you can buy in and out of your position all tournament long. Download the Kalshi app. Use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. A tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
There's nothing like the sound of Royals baseball. When the boys in blue take the field, loyal fans tune in, turn it up, and stay connected. And where do Kansas City's most passionate sports fans gather? Right here on 96.5 The Fan. Sports fans are loyal fans. They support the teams they love and the businesses that support their team. If you're ready to grow your business and connect with a dedicated, engaged audience, call 816-522-0444 or email greg.bergen@odyssey.com. That's greg.bergen@odyssey.com.
Love college basketball? Gear up for another exciting season of college ball with a special offer from BetMGM. Sign into your BetMGM account and enjoy a college basketball odds boost token to snag even more winnings on your next bet. Just log into the BetMGM Sportsbook app, add any college basketball bet to your bet slip, and activate your odds boost token. If you win your bet with your token activated, you'll score extra winnings. It's that simple. Log in and enjoy our odds boost token to help you create another memorable season of college ball. Head for the net net with BetMGM all season long. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in D.C., Mississippi, New York, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
This one brought to you by Peter's Clothiers. We've got the crash 71 northbound just past Meyer Boulevard. Right lane is blocked in downtown. 35 southbound past Levee. Left lane is blocked. A lot of onlooker delay through there. Hey, the last 3 days of the winter sale happening now at Peter's Clothiers. Save up to 50% off all suits, sport coats, and sportswear. Save big with sizes to fit every man. Peter's Clothiers, 124th and State Line. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
Welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Really happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Friday. Hopefully you are out and about enjoying the weather. I mean, you got to do something these next couple of days. I mean, come on now. You got to go. You got to take your lady on a walk. You got to go on a patio somewhere. You got to have a nice brunch. You got to do something. I mean, it's too beautiful outside. Rob, what's the weather supposed to be like on opening day? Because it can't be this beautiful, and then on opening day, it's going to be like 51 degrees outside. You know that's about to happen.
I have not seen all the way to opening day, but I mean, I know today got to 90, and it says next Sunday.
They didn't worry that they were
on
in
ESPN.
I hate working here. I hate it. I hate it. I can't. How can I not use it? It doesn't make any sense. It's just so frustrating to me. I don't even think about it. It's like so second nature. Like, oh, ESPN, let me pull up the scores. I was going to start a new topic. And no, every time it just starts playing music randomly. It's just so frustrating. All right. So on Saturday, you agree one of these teams is winning. That is just the way the tournament works. There are 4 double-digit seeds that are playing on Saturday. Texas A&M, Texas, VCU, and High Point. Those are the 4 mid-majors that are playing. One of those teams is going to win. Who do you think wins?
I hate that we have to lump those in the same category because, like, A&M and Texas are not the same as High Point and VCU.
I don't disagree with you, but they are all double-digit seeds. One of those 4 teams, they are not going 0 for 4.
I agree with you. Like, it's weird that double-digit seeds now are SEC teams.
For sure.
Like, that's just what a weird world. I would have to think about each team's matchup.
I think it's Texas.
I know A&M has Houston, so it's not them.
Yeah, I think it's Texas.
Texas Gonzaga, correct? That's that one. That's feasible. VCU is Illinois. Nope, that's not happening. High Points are so it's got by process of elimination. It's gonna be Texas
for sure. Who do you like between Vanderbilt and Arkansas? I think Nebraska's gonna win. Or excuse me, Vanderbilt and Nebraska.
Like,
Arkansas plays High Point. My apologies.
I was like, wait.
Vanderbilt and Nebraska. I think Nebraska is going to win.
I will say I think Nebraska's going to win because I think they're playing a home game.
For sure.
I actually didn't put 2 and 2 together before the brackets came out. I was kind of, worried about Kansas and Missouri, the show, If I had really thought about it, 6.5 hours, 7 hours to Oklahoma City from Lincoln, they're gonna fill it up, and they did on Thursday. And now that they're playing on Saturday, it's not gonna get less full. It's not gonna be less red. So yeah, I don't know that Vanderbilt travels enough and plays good enough on the road. So yes, I like Nebraska in that game,
especially if that fan base thinks they have a real shot. They haven't had many chances where they think they're actually a good basketball team. They're actually a good basketball team this year. So yeah, for sure. I think Nebraska's winning this game.
I also think. I don't know how.
I think Louisville, Michigan State's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree.
That has just a lot of fun energy.
I wish Michael Brown was playing. We don't do radio in Louisville, so who cares? But I imagine conversations in Louisville are very similar to conversations here about Darren Peterson. Michael Brown has just not played much this season.
No,
now,
for sure.
The difference is he's fallen out of the top 10 in mocks, but I mean, I wish we got to see Izzo take on Michael Brown, but instead we get Louisville, who survived USF. I think Michigan State's going to rout them, actually.
Yeah, for sure. They're about to get things tipped off right here. Ben McCollum just got to let the top go, man. You see that right there? He got to let it go, brother.
A little shine to it.
He got to let it go. He greased that bad boy up at the top. He can coach.
They still play as slow. Wow, man, yeah, starts for them. Good for him.
What are they going to do when all these kids transfer? Or they graduate?
Is McCollum, I mean,
Sturts is about to go to the NBA. Banks is about to go to the NBA. What are they about to do? He got to start all over again over there at Iowa.
I mean,
McCollum had a good run.
If he can make Drake a thing, I think he can start over again.
I'm going to say, Ben McCollum parlayed Bennett Sturts into $30 million. He turned his recruitment. Yeah, good for him, man. We root for Iowa on this show. I can't say it enough. At least this version of Iowa. Next year, I don't know if I'm rooting for them, but this version, well, they got 2 Kansas City kids starting. We cheer for them on this show.
I was a big Ben McCollum fan last year. I was cheering for him very hard.
Here you go.
I was actively cheering for him, especially like about 40 minutes before his win. I was all in.
Yeah,
I would push all my chips in the middle of the table.
Where's Clemson, Iowa at?
Let's see here. They have to come down. It's got to be. It's in Florida, Tampa. Oh, that's a Clemson home game.
You think so?
Clemson fans travel really well.
I mean,
for football, at least they do.
Yeah, that's
back
what
before
I'm saying.
Dabo killed
They're traveling
the
as
program.
an 8 seed for the basketball team. I don't know about that. Good for Iowa though, making the tournament. Ooh, brick. All right, look at Bennett Sturts getting rebounds, man. I like seeing him play well. All right, I had a lot of fun today. Hopefully, you guys had a lot of fun. We'll be back to normal on the show on Monday. You guys know the tournament's just weird, you know. It's just these are different shows to do. We'll be back. NFL draft, baseball season gets going next week. We got a lot of stuff playing, so really appreciate you guys sticking with us. Special thanks again to everybody that came out for our Papa Shot tournament earlier in the week. Hopefully we can do more stuff like that. So hopefully your bracket is in good shape on Monday. And until then, you know what? I'll let Daniel Craig take you home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Calling all college hoops fans. Make your next bet during March matchups at BetMGM go even further with an odds boost token. Simply add any tournament bet to your bet slip and activate your odds boost token. If that bet hits, you'll walk away with a higher payout for a tournament full of unforgettable moments. BetMGM is your sports book for all of it. Enjoy same-game parlays, live betting through all your favorite games, dark mode, and so much more during March matchups. And when there's a break in the tournament action or you're looking to switch things up, check out daily promotions and offers for all your favorite sports. Don't miss your chance at a bigger March matchup score with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state, only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This is Kevin Harlan, and if I sound a little tired, it's because it's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Side Ford.
You and me both, Kevin. It's been nonstop.
Well, Rob, remind me again why.
Because Rob's Site Ford is offering brand new F-150s up to $16,500 off, 0% financing for 60 months, and 0 payments for 90 days.
Yes, that'll do it.
And that's just the F-150s. We've got the best deals of the year on Super Duty, Ranger, and Maverick.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Rob. Massive savings, strong financing, no payments for 3 months, and people are showing up?
It's nonstop.
Funny how that works.
Turns out, when you've got the inventory, the price, and the experience, people notice.
Especially when you're Kansas City's #1 top-rated Ford dealer on Google. 4.8 stars and over 3,000 reviews.
And Kansas City's top volume F-150 dealer.
No wonder you're tired. It's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Side Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
But don't wait. These offers end soon.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything